Happy time zone, fellow travellers, and welcome to Fast Travel, the show where we hop aboard the metaphorical GDQ plane to take in the sights, sounds, and of course, speedruns from different regions around the world. My name is NickRPGreen. I will be your captain throughout this expedition. Now, last episode, we had the plane stop off in the UK to pick me up first. So whilst we were there, we had an absolutely spiffing time checking out the sights with Mr. Blobby, Robocop, and Croc 2. Now remember, if you missed that episode or you want to catch up on any previous Hotfix episode, you can of course watch the replays on the GameStop Quick YouTube. More about that later. But for now, on to today's episode. So I met up with the pilot at Heathrow. I got stopped going through security because I forgot to take my belt off, as always. And then we took a reasonably quick flight, just 1 hour directly east, landing at Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, because that's right, today's episode we are visiting the Netherlands, famous for its iconic windmills, vibrant tulip fields, and intricate canal systems. Also particularly loved for its cheese, and I must say, one of the world's greatest delicacies, the stroopwafel. Now, if you've never had a stroopwafel, I urge you to try and find some and have one. It's like a cross between a waffle and a cookie, and like they're amazing. You like put them on the top of your hot chocolate or your tea or your coffee, and then you let the syrup melt into your drink. And I've made myself very hungry now. Anyway, let's get back on topic. So the Netherlands is also home to one of Europe's largest speedrunning marathons, the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering, or BSG for short. Benelux is an official union in Europe that combines Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg, hence Benelux. So I am very pleased to therefore have two of BSG's organising team running two Dutch-developed games on the show tonight. We have head of production Riekelt, that's going to kick us off with a journey around Amsterdam on A2 Racer, followed by BSG's tech lead Blastermac, who's going to be soaring their way through Horizon Forbidden West. And as Blastermac is also commentating for A2 Racer, they're actually both here with me right now. Welcome to Fast Travel. Come on in and say hello.
Thank you so much. Hello, Captain. Thank you for coming along. I picked you up from Schiphol right now. I'm going to show you the sights of Amsterdam because we're going around town. I'm Riekelt. As previously mentioned, we are GDQ Racer, and with me I got my good old friend Blastermac.
Hello. How nice of you to come pick me up as well, Riek.
Yeah, all the way from where you live. I'm not going to dox you. Don't worry.
That'd be nice of you, yeah.
It would be. It very much would be. All right. Yeah, we got a little bit of money. 35,000 florijnen, which that's so long ago. All right. Let's start the timer whenever I buy this thing, and then we can just start a little talking about it when we're racing. So let's buy the Opel Astro, not Opel. Opel in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Totally not speedrunning. Yes, we bought our things. I'm gonna buy some upgrades. We got a new engine, some tires, some turbo, and a few gears. And let's start in Amsterdam. And there are some landmarks. This is when this game came out, like around 2000 or even before 2000. This is such an old game. You can tell by the graphics. And I actually played this when I was a younger Riekelt.
And also the fact that Amsterdam doesn't look like this anymore.
No.
A great way to show viewers how Amsterdam doesn't look.
I mean, obviously it's not a one-to-one skill model, but obviously this is like what made A2 Racer really great, as well as just gave it a little bit of popularity. It kind of looks like it. Like, I don't remember the trams looking like that. The police cars that are trying to stop us, however, they very much still look the same. This is still a landmark here. This is the Rijksmuseum. which home of Vincent van Gogh's greatest things. What was that, Rembrandt?
I'm not an art history buff. I'm sorry.
Me neither. So I depleted my turbo, but every stage has at least one of these Shell stations or Schelp stations, because Shell is also a Dutch pride. They make a lot of oil. As Nick also has introduced the little grachtengordel or the canal system here. This, if you think of Amsterdam, you think of this. Also, the police, I don't know how they do it. They have to drive even faster than we do, and we drive 180 kilometers an hour. That is a lot. But we're coming up to the Dam, where the palace is. Something you can just drive by. Maybe not nowadays anymore, but you can definitely walk by. It's a really cool, fun place with the Bijenkorf and some other things. There it is, the palace. If you're ever here on May 4th or May 5th, there's a really big party remembrance day happening here. And if you've ever been in Amsterdam, you've probably been here with Central Station. You'll find me here in 9 hours from now. Actually, no, 10 hours. 10 hours. Well, I'm actually going to go to Amsterdam tomorrow. Got some Japanese film festival there. Really great. What do you have with Amsterdam?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Well, actually, I'm going to be peeking ahead into the future a tiny bit. The game I'm running, Horizon Forbidden West, is actually made in Amsterdam.
Is it?
It is.
And I can actually kind of show where it is when we drive past it, because we have to do like 2 rounds across the whole map.
But I'm not sure if you can see it with the 180 kilometers an hour.
Probably not. Actually, all of the really big land houses that are around that area, they're kind of sinking into the ground as well. So like give it 10 more years and all the whole studio is like underground. Oh no.
Oh no.
We got stopped, but we're not the only one. Oh, we even got a boost. Okay, so it's not the absolute worst if we don't get first. I wouldn't say it's expected either. Like, definitely expected to get it, but it dips a little bit into the money route. But fortunately, the money route isn't that tight. Also, I don't know what car this is, but all the car brands in here are kind of Mimized. Instead of Volkswagen, it's Wolfswagen to not, infringe on copyrights.
Was that yellow car like a rival or something? Was it just a normal driver who was also driving at 180 kilometers per hour?
No, it's actually a rival driver. Like, I'm kind of leading the whole pack right now, but I am driving against 3 other people. And I'm, expected to win it from them. Keyword expected. There, we're going past the Schelp again. And the quick service does 2 things. It deletes. It fixes the damage that we got, because we actually got damage which, if we crash into things, is not good. Right now, it's not that much of a problem, but we're doing Amsterdam later again in a much faster car, and believe me, I actually I did a practice run. The car just broke down really fast because I go so fast, like over 200 kilometers an hour. All right, so we're coming up on the dam again, or the palace. If you walk past the palace, which you can just do, and then take a left, that is where Horizon Forbidden West was created. And yeah, you're absolutely right. This is not how Amsterdam looks like anymore. There's the, what do you call it? Actually, no, this this building to the right of here is pretty accurate.
Yeah. Most of the big buildings are still there.
Yeah.
It's more like...
Yeah, you'll see that we're actually going past, going through The Hague and Rotterdam in a little bit as well. And they also take like a lot of the big landmarks, like the giant bridge, the Justice Palace, the giant pole in Rotterdam, which I forgot the name of. The Space Needle? No.
No, that's not even on the same continent, Reek.
I know. But you know what building I'm talking about.
Yeah. And the name is escaping me as well.
Okay, good. Yeah. No. I wanted to say Europort, but that's the harbor. That's not something we're gonna see. While we're driving through here a little bit, we could probably mention something else that this developer is known for, Davilex. They started out as like a really small company when computers were new in the hands of consumers. They wanted to have they just got out of school. They wanted to make like administrative software for to check on their stocks. Just go. Okay. And that actually went pretty well for them. Later, they just wanted to make video games because video games were fun. I don't remember what they started with, but they were known for a lot of like local games. So games that are pretty locally, you drive on the A2. Actually, this is not the A2. We're on the A4, I believe, right now, from Amsterdam to The Hague.
Whoa.
But the first game was actually fully on the A2. You went from Amsterdam, past Utrecht, Den Bosch, Eindhoven, all the way to Maastricht. Something that I haven't actually mentioned explicitly, but I'm also driving over radars to make sure that I don't get fined for that.
Look at that plane, though.
Yeah. I mean, we're close to there. I know this building as well. Jack's Casino is in there.
The bridge is still there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more buildings to the right of it, though, at this point.
Yeah. Oh, imagine, actually, how much is The Hague from Amsterdam? Like 30 minutes? Imagine that.
30, 40 minutes-ish.
It's amazing how time can fly by when you are driving at 170 kilometers an hour.
That is true. That would make it like what the max speed nowadays is like 100 kilometers during the day, 130 depending on where you are at past 7.
I like the 2D sprites of the cows. I don't know why that interested me so much.
The cows are very well represented here. Oh, more radar. It's even fun how even now, like a lot of the landmarks are still there. On the last, I'm currently going from Amsterdam to The Hague, but when we're going from Rotterdam back to Amsterdam, I got a lot more stories to tell. Oh, and this is an actual Schelp gas station. Thank you, King Willy. Hey, you can actually see the cows very well from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to Davilex Gaming. They're very well known for the localized games. Like, where are you coming from? Why are you going fast? I want to win.
Is that an actual game they made?
Yeah, A2 Race. That's a really interesting title, don't you think? No, they're known for like the A2 Racer 1, 2, and 3. They also localized it to Germany, which is Autobahn Racer. In the UK, which is London Racer, and in France, it's Paris-Marseille Racing. Anyway, I'm gonna buy a new car now, a Porsche. Or what's the actual name? Not a BWM, a Porsche.
Porsche.
For that. Oh,
they went real
creative.
I mean,
yes, kopen. for a million florijnen.
No, right? That can't be right.
I mean, maybe not. Anyway, welcome to The Hague. It has a lot of things. Central Station, Binnenhof, which is where Parliament is, Palace of Justice. And we're actually going to drive past a few of them. But there is something really fun somewhere in this map that kind of made this a little bit more of a funny speedrun.
I just noticed
Same in Rotterdam,
that the stoplights went green for you.
How nice. I mean, they kind of have to. Otherwise, more yellow. But you didn't know if they had like the same bus service back in the day.
Oh God, that's a detail I really wouldn't know.
Yeah, like Blaster and I are like about the same age. Give it like 4 months of difference, maybe.
I mean, the colors make sense. And the fact I do know that the bus service changes every 8 to 10 years per province, I believe. So it's been a couple changes before right now.
Don't worry about this. I'm good. I'm just waiting for a next landmark, which is... Oh, he got a good car already.
That looks to be a Ferrari even.
The old church. We'll get him. Okay, this is the Justice Palace. And for some reason, I can just crash into the wall. Yeah, no, this wall actually does not have collision. And now I'm technically out of bounds.
In my speed game? How dare you?
So I kind of do have to be close to the road, so it's not like I can like go make like the minimum amount of things that I need. However, I don't have to worry about any cars, about any police. I can just go through these kind of walls and be happy. Yes, The Hague is broken.
I'll remember that next time I'm there.
Yeah, I should probably go without saying, but if you are driving around Amsterdam, don't try this.
I would recommend. Funny enough, you can actually stand and touch the wall where you are without getting in trouble. I wouldn't recommend doing it, however. You might look like a fool if you do. So unfortunately, while I'm here, you can see the radars flashing every now and then. I can't break them from here. Oh, that's the old Central Station. I do know that one changed a lot. Similar to the one in Rotterdam. That one looks beautiful nowadays.
Yeah, the previous one and the one in the game is not all that nice looking.
Oh, for the Hague, you mean?
No, for Rotterdam. Okay. I mean, the Hague is pretty okay, even the older version.
So to finally finish this topic off, the other games that Divilex is known for are Red Cat, which is very educational. Actually, a different company that's kind of partnered together with Divilex. But a lot of kids actually learned how to do language and maths or maths on like 7th grade level. With that, and so did I actually, yeah. There's a racing game for that as well, because of course they are known for Amsterdam, a game we actually had at BSG back in 2019, I think. What else did they do? They developed a game for Knight Rider because they wanted to do something less local, more well-known. similar to Miami Vice, where you could have a little bit of like adventure driving with Knight Rider. Miami Vice is more of a GTA 3, I don't want to say clone, but definitely inspired by it. Thinking about other games that they made, there are a few. Oh, I was not prepared. I guess that happens. All right, back on the A4, we're going to Rotterdam. This is probably the shortest as well. Race record is 128. That's not too much.
Yeah, these are long tracks.
They very much are, and I'm intending to buy another car after this. So just get first and destroy a few raiders. They should come up like every 20 seconds or so. Oh. Never mind. I think the last time I drove on this road was for TwitchCon, funny enough. But not many interesting landmarks for me to remember on this one, and sadly.
Yeah, the cows are back.
Those are interesting landmarks for sure.
I don't know why. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with the cows.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not cows related, but last time that I went to Horn, just another place like closer to me, I guess. But normally I go in for the south, but this one time I went in north because I needed to be somewhere, or more northy. And I was waiting for, what is it? I just came into town. I just waited for a traffic light. All of a sudden, there were like so many sheep next to me. Never saw something like that before. If only I could show a picture of that right now. Let's buy not the Lamborghini, no, the Mercedes. Hopefully I can buy.
Still pronounced the same way.
Yeah.
They weren't even trying.
All right, next time I need to buy a new engine. But welcome to Rotterdam. Moss, that's the name. Yeah, this car is beautiful looking. This is the car that will that we will use until the end of the day. So another thing that there's a few things that you can change. Apparently, you can change the language in this game as well, from Dutch to English or German. I just found that out like just before we started doing this thing, because I was browsing for some game files. Not for anything malicious or anything.
Sure.
But I wanted to know. Sure. But for some things, since I know that if I press the T, I actually press the honk button. And with the D, I can get rid of the HUD, which, I mean, looks better. But how about we don't?
I mean, we need to have a timer.
Yeah, we do need a timer. And the timing for this run actually goes by in-game timer later, but I got live split next to it just because. So Rotterdam is also a pretty interesting city. I've been here a few times. My ex actually grew up around here, so we were here relatively often. And I wanted to break that radar. That didn't happen, but that's okay. I don't think, however, that I actually drove over the bridge that we're going over. This is a nice looking bridge. We didn't see too much of it though.
Is that because we were going so fast, or that was just like 2 polygons?
Mostly the 2 polygons, but have you seen how fast we're going?
At almost 240.
I could, with this speed, I could be with you in an hour.
I dread to think
even
what that speed
faster.
camera fine is going to be.
So,
Are you good, Reek?
have I told you there's another out of bounds here? Sadly, however, getting out of bounds, kinda tricky. I'm kinda last place now as well, but that's fine. And I don't know who found this, but Godspeed. Okay, let's try that again. I don't think I've ever got this first try. Oh, that actually looked more promising.
Wait.
That's the way.
That's the way I remember Rotterdam.
If you're doing what I think you're doing, oh no. Alright, now it's time to catch up with our friends. While we do so... Oh, there it is. There's the Euromast. That's a really, really giant pole. Probably the highest thing No, that's not the highest building we got. And there are our friends. Alright, while we're searching for the best place to get a kapsalon, which is also a Dutch delicacy, maybe our Captain Nick. Nick, how are you liking Rotterdam so far?
This is, I mean, apart from the massive gaping void, this is lovely. I believe Rotterdam is the only part of the Netherlands I've ever actually been to, and that was really just to the seaport. I think I took a ferry into Europe once, and it was just we started at there's a train. Just started at Rotterdam.
The trains are also so yellow. Yeah, somewhere in the south of here is Ahoy, which is a really weird name for a convention hall. Oh, the Nationale Nederlanden. I only saw those just now. Anyway, yeah, Ahoy, Rotterdam, that's a giant concert hall, but also where TwitchCon is nowadays. The last time that I was there... No, the last time I was there was for the Final Fantasy concert.
Ooh.
That was good. So remember that bridge that we went over?
We're gonna see it again?
Apparently we can drive over water. Maybe we can even see some more. Actually, I've been here to pick up people from a boat party. I remember that. Nope. Not seeing too much of it, but that's fine. That's fine. At least the weather here in fake Rotterdam is better than in real the Netherlands right now. Depending, actually, how's it in your place right now?
Last I checked, it was really like the icky kind of rain.
No.
So I'm glad I'm staying inside.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right, let's see how fast can I go with turbo. 278, 280.
No, go.
285. Yeah, let's say 285 is what I'm peaking at.
Those are some decent speeds.
Yeah.
Particularly for a city centre.
For a speedrun, yes, but please do not do this in your hometown. Speaking about hometown, we are out of here. Yeah, there's still this one thing that I want. I want another engine because we are going from Rotterdam back to Amsterdam and finally over the A2. So we're starting out on the A12. which is a road that divulges from Rotterdam and The Hague all the way to Utrecht. And we took that pretty often, actually, to get to BSG. That was in Alphen aan de Rijn for like 2 years. Unfortunately, the 812 doesn't have landmarks, but I do have some landmarks. Oh, I wanted the radars. Not for any good reason, just to get the radars. Yeah, now they're coming over at like every 15 seconds. Moordrecht, close to here. I'd also mention that the Netherlands is not big at all. For those that actually know anything about the US, Los Angeles, you could fit that entire city in our country almost.
I mean, we may not be big, but we do make it up for the fantastic depiction of cows.
We do. 2D cows. Let's see if we can find some more. We're still on the 812. We're close to getting off of it. I think that's here. Yeah, if you look to the right, you can see the big city of Utrecht. We won't be going to it, but that's pretty close to where BSG is nowadays. Really good location. But yeah, welcome to the A2.
We finally made it.
Really big, yeah, really big landmark is that thing in North Utrecht. But more importantly, I drive this like really often. This is starts with a B. I forgot. That's a hotel where I slept in for a wedding for a friend of mine. Really fun. Not it's Breukelen. Breukelen, that's the name. Brooklyn, yes. All right, this is the A2 going into the Bijlmer. Because right here is the stadium for Ajax. This is where most football is being played. And we are finally on the inside of Amsterdam. We made it home. We're back. We go straight back into Amsterdam to finish off the race. It's kind of the same course, but we got a faster car. And yeah, we gotta leave Blaster at the palace.
That is so very nice of you.
Of course. You need a little bit to, get your PS5 controller. Like I said, I do have to play a little bit careful because I'm going so much faster. Like, what was it before? 170-ish on average. Now I'm 240 on average. Say that. If I go super turbo, I'm passing 290. I'm not passing 300.
Not quite.
Would have been cool. Yeah, no. Please don't do that at Amsterdam. It's really, really narrow in there.
I'd be surprised if you can make it up to those kinds of speeds.
I mean, maybe in an EV.
No, I think even with an electric car, you don't have the space for it.
True. I mean, I should mention, I drive in a 2009 Toyota Aygo. That thing has no torque. I'm happy that thing drives. Actually, that giant church that you saw on all the way in the back there, I believe a speedrunner friend of ours got his doctoral there.
Ooh.
Tell you more about it later, but not dropping you off quite yet. Maybe I'm dropping myself off at Amsterdam Central.
I mean, we still have a lap to go, though.
We do. That's why. Keeping you as long as I can.
I mean, those railings are really helping you out.
They are. I've heard enough stories about cars falling into the water here.
Oh, Christ.
I've parked regularly at places like these, like that you can almost see the canal right next to you. And let me tell you, the first couple times, that's not a good feeling.
it is pretty scary, yeah. Oh, all three of her opponents just passed me. At least the police is going after them because they're driving so fast. When was it? The Tropic Storm of 2020 was also when that happened. Oh, 64%. I need to watch out or this run will become invalid. Where was the scalp again? After the Rijksmuseum, yeah. So I can crash like 2 more times before it's actually game over. After the one after. I mean, 250 should be good, right?
I believe.
Oh no, it's flashing now.
It is flashing, but it's right after. It should be right after this corner. There we go.
Ah, we made
this
it.
This is really a quick fix. Which also, please.
He also got hit by the bus.
Which also.
As far as the speed,
I wanted to say, which is, yeah, go.
As far as the speed run is concerned, does it actually matter if you win the last race?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Obviously, it's quicker if you do because you're ahead of everyone else, but the speed run would still be valid even if you came fourth.
Yeah, fortunately for sure, it's only not valid. Well, you need to finish, and breaking your car is not finishing. So, Blaster, if you can jump out.
All right, I'll jump out. Thanks for the lift, though.
Yeah, you're welcome. Remember, go left.
Your left or my left?
Yeah, your left.
Okay.
Yeah, glorious home of Guerrilla Games. The next city over dropping you off at. And let's say that the graphics are a little bit, just a little bit better than what you're seeing here.
A teeny tiny bit.
Yeah. There's actually 3 graphic modes that we can play in here. 320 by 240, 640 by 480, or 3D graphics. Oh, actually, since I do have a little bit of time for some of the shoutouts, and oh no, what happened there? I can show off the 640 by 480 because the graphic difference is night and day. I think the finish is after this turn. Can I get? We're not getting first.
Oh, he's not letting you.
But that was time.
Woo! GG's.
That is a 34:29. Can I please press yes in IGT? But if we look into the, if we actually look in IGT, I got a 30:51. Can't complain about that. And that means that it skipped the little. Okay, we're not winning today. So yeah, 3D cards even.
Oh, look at those glorious graphics.
Oh.
The frame rate is also perfect.
Oh, this is horrible on the eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you for blessing
Let's
us.
make it worse.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Rick,
You're welcome.
stop.
Okay, I'm dropping you off at an actual. I'm dropping you off at an actual. Well, yeah, I should probably mention that the developers of this one, the company doesn't exist anymore, which is super sad. But at least they live. They continue living in our hearts. I'm leaving you furthermore in the capable hands of Blaster Mac. I've been recalled. Shoutouts to all the Dutch people and the one guy who isn't Dutch, who had record for a bit until Flying Dutchy actually overtook him. Yeah. for whatever reason, mostly Dutch people have it, and some guy who has Dutch colors in the flag, but they're I think it's Russian. Quite unsure. Blaster, when are you running this?
I should be picking this up quite soon, as you so graciously provided me with the means to do so.
I'm serious. Race for BSG?
Sure.
Okay. Alrighty, let's... thank you so much again. Thank you so much for Nick for picking me up and letting me do this little racer. Hopefully you liked what you saw here in Amsterdam. Enjoy the future.
Thank you so much for that. That's just a lovely little journey. And I don't think we're really ever going to get an opportunity on Fast Travel to do something exactly like that again, where you've actually not only have you taken us around some of your home country, you even dropped off your next runner at the location of their next game, which is it's kind of incredible. That is some really good supporting each other. And talking of support, I want to thank everyone for supporting Games Done Quick with your subscriptions, your gift subs, your bits and cheering, all of your contribution. It helps keep this show running. So if you're enjoying the stream, do consider subscribing. You'll get exclusive emotes, you'll get ad-free viewing, and of course you get access to chat during all the replays. You can always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends as well. So we are going to take a short break. Let Blaster Mac just sort of recover from that traumatic journey before they take their own journey into Horizon. Happy time zone, fellow travelers. Welcome back to Fast Travel, where this week we are taking in the sights, sounds, and of course speedruns of the Netherlands. We just had Rekelt take us from A to BSG in A2 Racer, and don't worry if you missed it, you'll be able to watch the replay of that run and of course all other Hotfix shows over on the Games Done Quick YouTube channel. You'll also be able to find replays of all of GDQ's past events, special events. Just head on over to youtube.com/Games Done Quick. And if you're watching this episode on YouTube right now, hello, future travelers. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and enable notifications so that you keep up to date on everything GDQ. But now on to our next run. Now, like most responsible Steam owners, I have a good catalogue of Steam games in my list, and I did think I double check, because I do actually have the first game of this, Horizon Zero Dawn, in my Steam list. It was installed in 2023 and I still haven't even launched it once. So it's going to be interesting going straight into the sequel. This is Blastermac running Horizon Forbidden West. Take it away.
Hey all, Blastermac here. Gonna be running Horizon Forbidden West right after Reek so gracefully dropped us off over at their studios in Amsterdam. And the graphics are looking indeed a little bit smoother, a little bit more widescreen and whatnot. Yeah, I'll be running a new game plus any % on story difficulty for y'all tonight. And I've done Aloy in the orange colors, as orange is one of the more, I'm not sure what the good term is for that, but it's a color we really like in the Netherlands. And of course, the bright colors as our face paint. Yeah, to start us off, we get here to start our new game plus. Timing doesn't actually start until we skip the third cutscene, which I will gracefully count down. All right, that's the first one. With the second one, and 3, 2, 1, start. All right, and since every time we start a new game, we start in the cable car ride, I know this dialogue by heart at this point, and I think my fellow commentators know them as well. But I would, however, like them to introduce themselves.
Yeah, so hi everyone. I'm Greedy Old Ka, moderator of the Horizon Speedrun community and fellow New Game Plus story speedrunner, actual world record holder of this category. Happy to be here with you, Blaster, doing this run. Always happy to see Aloy on GDQ. So.
Yeah, well, I'm Naomi. I don't run this game. I'm just here. I got invited. Well, I invited myself because I really love this game. Go buy it. It's cool.
You should have said that ain't gonna happen no time soon.
Yeah, Nick, you should have mentioned that before I signed up to be on your show that you haven't played Horizon, because I would have loved to know that.
Oh, do I need to explain how we got here?
Oh boy, can you got about 12 seconds in order to just summarize Zero Dawn, yeah.
Okay, so in the first game, Aloy discovers her past. She realizes she's a clone of one of the old people in the world. She now sets out to restore the world because the world is dying and only she can do it because she has the DNA of the former scientist. And now Aloy goes to the Forbidden West to search for a copy of Gaia, which is a program that will restore the world.
Hey, that was
really quick enough.
That was really well done, actually. Well done.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, you guys
This is my purpose here. Sorry.
You guys are you're gonna see Blaster doing some sliding here. One of the move techs here in Forbidden West. If you've seen Zero Dawn speedruns, rolling is the movement tech of choice. But here we do what we call slide canceling. You can kind of chain two slides together in this game where when Aloy goes down into one slide, if you immediately start sprinting and slide again, she'll kind of chain two of them together, and that's the fastest way to get around in this one. So it seems like maybe some devs got tired of seeing some rolling and they nerfed us a little bit. That's our conspiracy over in the speedrun community. So.
It was definitely a challenge for me to unlearn the slide cancel mechanic when I started learning Zero Dawn.
Rolling seems easier, but pressing the button so many times does get tiring.
Yeah. I mean, there's also a good amount of just riding your mount.
Speaking of which, we're gonna get our mount right here.
Yeah.
So we can have
this,
sorry.
I call this mount Mike. So Mike the mount. I like alliteration in my names.
So in this game, you can have two mounts. We can have a ride mount, like a land mount, and we can have a flying mount, which we'll get later. But first, we have to get our tripcaster here, or at least we need to start like this quest part.
Yep.
So that we can skip it and then move forward into the quest, because what we're currently doing right now is we're going to look for one of Aloy's friends from the previous game. We're looking for Errant. And Errant is one of the Ostrom, which is like a tribe. One of the Ostrom vanguard is like around here trying to get rid of these bristlebacks. Because if the bristlebacks are not gone, then the Sun Priest won't go to the embassy because he's a particular person.
That's a very kind way of
if I say so myself. Yeah.
Studious.
I cannot use the words I want to use, so that's the language I will use.
Not in polite company, right? Yeah. All right. So Aaron up there on the structure, finishing that.
And we have to wait for him. We have to wait for him to get down now.
Yeah.
And he takes a while.
Yeah.
He takes a while.
So
He takes a sweet time.
Blaster
complaining about
flashing
it.
a little black screen there was actually flashing the map, so that one of the tricks in both games, speedruns, is that when you flash your map, it preloads all of the icons on your map, so you don't have to wait for them to kind of fade in. So that allows us to fast travel faster. So it's a quick little flick of the center button, two presses, and then now we can fast travel right after the dialogue here.
I need Aaron.
Yeah. I'm seeing people talking about how this game is not set in the Netherlands because there's hills. Listen.
It does make sense.
Hills. We do have hills. They're in Limburg, okay? You just don't get it.
This is why we say elevation changes are such a problem in this game, because they don't understand them where the game was made. It's just fine. It's fine.
I feel offended, and that's all. I never knew you shot down those little logs over there. What the heck?
Yeah, there's a bristleback underneath it when you come in.
good.
So
One less machine.
It's spear time. Yeah, I didn't know.
Another one down.
Oh, that got out of hand real quick.
Yeah, this game does that sometimes.
that bristleback can they can
played
either
this one on the
stay
nerves.
there underneath where they kind of come down to the bottom of that track, or if they take off, they end up kind of on the other side of the quarry, which is super annoying, right? Well done on the dialogue and the mount placement there.
I think I've cleared out most of the bristlebacks. Valley should be safe enough to
Yeah, that's
travel.
quite a relatively tricky
Get some-
one. I feel like the mine doesn't
Yeah,
always
and
behave.
Velna
for me.
can be either really far away when you finish that fight, or like right there where she needs to be standing for you to have a conversation. So there's something like 7 seconds in difference between whether she's like really over there or how far she has to run. So can make or break a first split for sure.
Interesting. What we're gonna see now is that we're gonna unlock this settlement for fast travel, and then we're just immediately going to leave. The reason being is that we are kind of just close here anyway, and it's just fast to just quickly fast travel to the previous settlement, complete the quest there, and then fast travel back.
Time to give Wadis
That's
to
right.
Light.
Also, this is Olvand. He's also a particular person.
Olvand, what a prick.
I'm here.
Yep.
That's one way to
We
put it.
always
Yeah.
do the Witcher saying for him. Yeah.
What a meanie.
It is
Chain scrapes back to
Yeah,
work.
very
Yeah, not a
satisfying
particularly
quest
nice
to finish him
person.
out and kick him out of chain scrape though in the rest of the game. We don't see it here in the speed.
True. Yeah, it is like a side quest.
Not to mention
Essentially.
everyone's Horizon community very much loves Petra, so we do like to see her in charge.
Better see what that
God, I love Petra.
I bet.
So upgrading the hunter bow there, which is part of the quest, you have to upgrade it. Technically, you would upgrade your green hunter bow at the start to get acid arrows, which are really helpful against the bristlebacks we've been fighting. But in New Game Plus, we save it till right before we get to the embassy.
First, we could resupply.
Speaking of which, we're gonna...
Taking a look
Yeah,
around.
because even if we start without that weapon, it will be put into our
Yeah.
inventory.
Are you in?
Speaking of the embassy, we're gonna start that now. I think Blast is gonna attempt a skip for the walk and talk here. So this guy is just really slow. And why wait, right? So let's see. Because this can get a little particular.
Go up in the corner.
Yeah.
Head back into the right there, a little bit back. And watch the invisible wall. You got it. Nice work.
Oh, that's really
done. Very
nice.
well.
Oh my
There we go.
god. All right. We just skipped the entire walk and talk. So we kind of have to wait for that other guy to walk with you all the way up and let you go past the guards. But this skips a solid couple seconds off of
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. There's like 12 seconds here you can save or something like that. It's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it on any percent as well on New Game. You have to climb up around the side a little more and then leap down onto the platform, but it's a little trickier, but we do have a way to do that as well.
Just
Doesn't take
All right.
quite-
So, yeah, it's time to meet some characters who will die right away because we are going to get ambushed by the one of the big villains in this game. We won't see you right now. This is Regala's raid on the embassy. So Regala is one of the main antagonists in the game, and she has the ability to overwrite machines. How did she get that ability? How do we know? Will we ever find out?
The answer is yes.
So we kind of... the answer is yes. We're going to take down the machines, and then we have to eventually take down Regala's champion because it's New Game Plus. We kind of just two-tap that. We can one-tap it, but the shield just wasn't working with us. And
Yeah, I
that's
just got in the
Regala's
way. It was
raid.
real close, yeah. Nice placement on the traps as well. Really well done with that.
Yeah.
Those are my strats. Nice work. I was always looking for something that was a little more consistent on those two bristlebacks. Sometimes they can throw their riders, they can fall over, like all kinds of weird stuff that like prevents you from getting all of those enemies. There's 4 enemies you need to get there in phase 2, and you need to get 6 enemies in phase 1 of that fight. So in the second phase, throwing a propelled spike and getting all 4 in one throw is really what you want. But when you put down those traps, you can really guarantee that they go off as soon as everything spawns in. So, hey, we got a first try fast travel. Let's go.
Ooh. I didn't get that in all my practice attempts today.
Tall neck is real
was good.
finicky there, yeah.
Wait, what did he just do?
So the rumor system in this game, there's actually someone sitting over here by a campfire, and you can talk to certain NPCs, and they'll give you locations of machines or different rumors about things that are going on, and it might give you a fast travel to a side quest or a tall neck or like a black box or something like that. What we do there is at the end of the embassy, Lawan, the guy who's kind of now in charge because everyone's been killed, tells you about a tall neck in this area of the map, and you can actually fast travel to it right away as soon as you see an autosave circle there. It takes about 18 seconds after you clear the cutscenes for the autosave to show up. But it's really finicky. You have to open the map within a few frames in order for it to give you the fast travel. Otherwise, you have to kind of like restart from save for it to work. And even then, it's really just a finicky thing. So we hope for that to work so we can get really close to this area of the map and ride our mount down here.
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So sometimes, like if you just open it too early or too late, you'll miss those frames where you can actually fast travel. So you lose a fair bit of time.
Definitely not making notes right now. All right, good to know, good to know. Yeah, so we're now at one of the story beats. We're gonna be starting a recording, and we mostly kind of just want to ignore it. So we're gonna kind of walk forward a lot, and then we have to wait because if we go forward too much, this will unload, and we have to restart the recording. And that's not what we want to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
So we're just gonna get ready.
Yeah, we
if
really...
Mike wants to cooperate.
No. So the game really doesn't want us to continue because if I sat next to Mike, he doesn't let me on it. So the trick is to get over.
Oh, I didn't know they just disabled that. What?
Yeah, so they turn it off. But if you can also use the gliding tech where you jump and press X or X and square at the same time and get that high glide over the top of him, and that'll allow you to mount as well. But ultimately, the game won't allow you to mount during these like holograms and stuff unless you jump from a ground level that is higher than the mount is. Like if you jump a little bit lower, it won't give it to you. But if you're like higher off the ground, or like if your part of the ground is higher than the mounts when you jump off of it, it's really particular. You can actually get the mount.
That's cool.
Prompt. Yeah. So one of the other Horizon mods, Dorian, he figured that out for us here. So in about a minute 4 after you activate the hologram, you can start running with the mount and kind of hit the threshold for how far away from the hologram you can get before resetting it. You can hit that threshold at running speed, so you can get all the time squeezed out of that as you want.
Yeah.
So it's really nice here.
I'm just gonna talk a little bit about the story right now for people trying to keep up with what the hell is happening on screen. I'll explain it to you. Essentially, what we're doing right now is we've been tracking down Silence, who is like another, in my opinion, is another antagonist of the previous game as well, and he essentially took a copy of Hades, the big bad at the end of the last game. And he's been like torturing it to get answers. There's no other way to say this part. He's just been torturing it.
To be fair, he's torturing him with pictures of bunnies, but there's that.
True. And Silence essentially found the copy of Gaia that Aloy was looking for, and now Aloy just has to get it, which is inside of this facility. So normally, what you're supposed to do in this facility is before you enter it, you have to do a fire flower thingy. So because it's New Game Plus, we already technically have the fire flower, like the fire flower attachment. Right? Yeah, we already have it. But because it's like a main quest part, you have to still build it for the main quest to progress. And here we go.
Yeah.
And so now we can open it. And normally in this facility, you have to kind of like do a little 8 kind of like loop to get around to the start of the end of the facility. But I recently learned that you can just ignore all of that because you can just swim, go up a pole, and then it doesn't matter. And I'm not mad, you're mad.
Yeah, we save about 30 minutes on this area. Yeah, by just skipping this entire room in a very acrobatic way.
I just hate that we're not going to see Travis Tate. I love Travis Tate. And we're just not going to see him.
We're gonna see someone even better.
No, what are you saying? Take that back.
It's like the worst take I've ever heard, actually. There's a few things here too. So like, there's a few ways to get across this as well. The way that Blaster just did it is like one of the most conservative ways, but really easy to get up there. You can climb right up that post. There's another way to jump up and kind of glide over to that, and there's another way to jump around it as well without ever really having to use your glider, which is crazy. But before that too, there was a really cool trick that Blaster did where he skipped about 35 seconds of dialogue when making the igniter to blow up that fire gleam, using a trick of like looking at a broken machine that was in that tunnel with Hades to make it skip dialogue and have Silence give you the schematic for that igniter about 35 seconds early. So I just want to say really well done, because that's a really finicky skip. So.
I didn't even know he was doing a skip there. I thought he was just doing some moves.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was like, ooh, nice done. And that downward look with the camera that you were doing, I've never seen someone do it like that, and that was really well done.
Spider thing is a testing apparatus for Gaia and Hades.
Yeah, at that point it was just sort of muscle memory getting into there. Yes. Because I know you're not supposed to look at the thing, because that triggers the dialogue, of course. And at one point I just kept doing it over and over, and the muscle memory just stuck.
I see.
Apart from that, but
Yeah, that was also something I found on New Game Plus. To Alice's point in the chat, actual. I found that in any percent you can actually run out of the facility and go underwater while they're talking, and that will cancel the dialogue and give you the schematic.
Gotcha. Here's Eric. We're just gonna ignore him. I could explain who these guys are and what they do, but does it really matter in the end?
We'll have time for that while we're on the mount later.
They're evil space people.
Yeah, it's just this guy sucks. I don't know what to tell everyone.
Well done. All right, nice. So Blaster just shot several of the red rings on this all at once using the Spectre Gauntlet, which is a trick that works on PS5 and is really just inconsistent on PC, but you can use the explosion from the DLC weapon to like take out multiple of those red rings at a time and knock down the spider, and it saves something like over a minute, like a minute and 15 seconds if you do it right. It's really crazy how long that fight is, because all of the rings are on a timer and you kind of have to dodge Eric because he's invulnerable during that fight. So really well done with the placement of the railgun shots.
Guys, if you haven't already,
really made up for the fact that the second phase didn't go as smooth as I would have liked. But
I just wanted overall, I just want to say, guys,
decent.
if you haven't already, just go follow Blaster Mac. Like, they're doing such an awesome job on this run. I've just been enjoying myself.
It's such a fun game to run too, because like the platforming is really fun and you have to be precise and like, you know, kind of know how it all works and where you can best jump from. And like the thing about the engine for this game is like everything you see has a hitbox. Like everything, every bump, every rock, every little thing has a hitbox. So like even just sliding across the ground can be frustrating. But also like when you get it done right, it's really rewarding, you know, like the things that when you do like the gliding tech or like doing a lot of the platforming skips that are coming up here in Tau are going to be just really fun to watch because of how this engine works and how the terrain is. It's just really cool to have tiny little hitboxes to work on and like do this really like intricate and like amazing looking 3D platformer basically, where that's the final boss for me, is making sure all the skips work. You know, on story fights are what they are, but when you're trying to get around, that's really gets to be the tough part. So
Yep, the game has a little bit of everything for everyone, because we got good movement tech, we got some skips, we got some good combat. We even got some out of bounds. Coming up later.
It's just a perfect speedrun. It has a little bit of everything, you know, everything you want in a good speedrun. It's right there.
Yeah.
Also, I never knew there was this thing over here. I always just walk around. This settlement is confusing.
Yeah, so what Blaster's doing here is talking to someone who is like the leader of the hunting ground nearby, and what that does is gives him a fast travel to the hunting ground. But what it also does is gives him an autosave so that he can restart from save, and that moves Varl and Zoe all the way to the top. Otherwise, it's something like 2 minutes of them just strolling on up and having a conversation while you wait for them to get in place to talk to them at the top. So it puts them in place right away, and we also get a fast travel here, which takes us closer to the Cauldron Tau. So
I just can't imagine being a developer of this game and then watching this and going like, oh, I love this part, and then you just skip all of
the
it.
whole thing. Yeah, we're about to skip like 35 minutes worth of Cauldron Tau in about.
Yeah, but this is cool though.
Yeah, they're really fun skips. This is my favorite.
Yeah, you
absolutely. These are my favorite skips in the entire run. So there are 3 really fun kind of movement skips that we do here in Tau, and typically what we're doing here is finding out that the Utaru land gods are being repurposed into machines by Hephaestus, and that he's getting kind of our old friend from the DLC of Zero Dawn, the Frozen Wilds, is back. He's turning things into weapons, and we want to go in and kind of see what's going on in here. So we're going to try and chase him out, and the mount's not cooperating, unfortunately. There's a nice little backup you can do without the mount. You can use the mount to jump up into this corridor as well. So we're going to head in here, and we're going to open up this door and activate our first Valor Surge of the run. And this is the Chain Burst, which chains our damage from one machine to the next. There are 3 Leap Lashers that are going to come through a shield here, and Blaster's going to time it for when the first one comes through, and you can actually chain the damage to the ones behind it, whether they're in front or in back of it. Nice work. So all 3 of them go down no matter which one you hit, and then we're moving in. So normally you'd have to like pull on a few pillars here to move them around so you can climb on them and like pull out like grab spots and things like that. We're just going to use some stuff on the wall to jump around, which is really simple, but they're very precise jumps.
That thing I said, once it's dead, it takes over places like these.
There we go. So we'll run around the wall here. A little bit of a foothold and then a wall jump backwards. It's a little tricky wall jump here that she doesn't always want to get it. Nice work on Tau 1.
What did I just do? Oh, really happy that.
Yep.
That
there's
I
a good. There's a point in there. Yeah, the point in there where you do the wall jump over. If you miss that jump out of the corner, you lose about 20 seconds because you got to get back up and do the whole thing again. So there we go. Nice Tau 2. And what Blaster's doing there is using a skill that you get in the melee tree. That's called a jump slash, and so you press R1 and R2 and she'll swing twice, and on the second one jump really high in the air, and you kind of use that to get extra height and speed with your glide to make her cover more distance, and that helps you with that Tau 2 to go straight across. We can also go kind of off to the right and climb up and around, which is sort of the intended path, like you use kind of the end of the intended path over there. But we use a lot of the corruption from Hephaestus to jump our way up there. It only saves about 4 or 5 seconds to do it with the jump slash. So there's a few ways to kind of do each of these skips. So
yeah, sorry, I just popped off on that because I've seen Blaster practice the past week and just trying to get that and just like sitting in just in a VC sharing screen, just doing a jump over and over, and getting down the first try. Oh my god, that was so good!
It's a really good Tau. Yeah. So you have to wait a little bit for the arms around the Grimhorn there to go down, and now we're going to be able to. Ooh. We'll try again. One more.
There we go.
It's all good.
Oh.
So what Blaster was trying to do, and you kind of have to be a little further right, is what happened. Like more in the corner. But you can kind of get Aloy's hands while she's aiming to go through the hologram shield there and shoot the machines on the other side with the bomb. And if you're not in the right place, the bomb just kind of hits the shield there as soon as you let it go. But it kind of saves you a little bit, but only a few seconds. Then they're really easy to take down with just a single bomb. So. Really good Tau though, Blaster. Really well done there. That's fantastic work.
Oh yeah.
That was like the coolest stuff I've seen in a while. Holy crap, that was really good. Speaking of really good, the story is getting really good because we're gonna be face to face with Minerva. Ooh.
For about a quarter second.
Was that the spirit?
She's just like an AI. Yeah. Look, it's cooler in my head than it is in the speedrun, all right?
That's also true. Yeah, absolutely.
You'll skip it so much.
If you take the time to listen to the story, it's very cool.
Well, the interesting thing about Minerva is that Aloy actually appeals to her feelings for the AI. Like, she sounds like she's suffering not being
correct.
a part of Gaia, so she offers her peace, you know, which is really cool. Like, she reasons with it.
So, fun thing is that all of Gaia's subcomponents are named after Greek gods, except Minerva, who's named after the Roman god. Because her Greek name is Athena, but they chose Minerva because it just sounded cooler, and that's the only reason why.
I'm down.
And it's completely fair. Completely fair. And also, like, Athena, if you think about Apollo as well, I mean, you would expect Athena to be more about the knowledge.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's interesting how they split it up, yeah, right?
Well, this is literally the only sub-program that's called after a Roman god. No others.
All right. So we're heading up.
Sorry.
It's Minerva telling us we're not welcome here. It's not very kind.
For people wondering what Minerva actually does, Minerva is essentially the hacking module for Gaia. So Minerva hacks. That's it.
And Minerva was in charge of the tower that Hades was trying to use to awaken all the Pharaoh machines in the first game. So the Spire and Meridian is Minerva would use those to broadcast the shutdown codes to the Swarm after all the people were gone after Project Zero Dawn. So her being done with that, you know, and having been separated from Gaia, she's hiding in this facility now.
Yeah, she's scared as Oldka mentioned.
Okay, now I've got to find
So
a way to
Aloy is just Aloy is like the Naruto of the Horizon universe, you know?
Okay, elaborate.
You know how in Naruto there's a big bad, and then Naruto's like, look, I can fight you, but I can also just talk.
So this was supposed to be
Yeah,
Jutsu.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's the Goku approach. You fight for a while and then you make friends.
Well, I mean, Aloy doesn't really fight Minerva. She's just like, hey, can you like not? And then Minerva's like, okay. And here we are.
All right.
Okay.
So a really good Zoe skip there. So Zoe comes down, and what Blaster did there was use her dialogue, just like he did with the Igniter skip. Use dialogue from Zoe to skip some Gaia dialogue and allow us to go to the override module desk for a bit. You have to look at that and then come back up here and have this nice long dialogue present with Gaia. This is like 35 seconds of dialogue. It's a lot of pressing X and choosing some dialogue selections here. So,
But Oka, it's story. How can we not enjoy it?
You do actually hear a fair bit of this as well. So,
I mean,
Yeah. Long story short, aliens. That's it.
some rich folks got on
You're
a rocket, and left
On a
Earth.
plane.
And
Wow,
then
they got really far.
They went out to Sirius. They stayed there for about 1,000 years, and then they made an AI of themselves that got really mad at them for locking it away and calling it a failure. So then it destroyed their entire civilization, and they came back here. And on the way back, that AI sent a message that broke up Gaia because it thought that these Zeniths were going to come back and do their thing and use Gaia to like make a home here. So it wanted to prevent that, and that's what caused everything for the last 2 games. But we just found out, hey, they came back. They have another copy of Elizabeth Sobek, who is basically us. So there's another one of us out there. We found that out when we fought Eric. So we're now looking for different parts of Gaia so that we can make her strong enough to catch Hephaestus and defeat the Zeniths. There's another step in there, but Prophet is at the end. So.
Yeah. Also, important note that Zeniths are people who left Earth to go to Sirius. The people that came back from Sirius to Earth are the same people. They have immortality. They cannot die.
Yeah, through genetic
like,
alteration and pharmaceuticals, basically, they live forever. So.
Yeah, which creates some interesting opportunities in narrative because, well, one of the Zeniths actually has a Dutch name. And she was in love with Elizabeth Sobek, and there's a whole thing about that I could talk very long about, but we got some flying to do. And I think Blaster has a fun name for this mount because it's our flying mount.
This is Steve.
Steve.
It's really funny because B-Dud's ground mount is Steve. This is Richard. Yeah. Richard.
This is
the flying
Richard?
mount. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a name for my mount. I just use inflammatory language when I talk about them, so it's perfectly fine. They don't deserve anything from me. So
I can get why.
We're on New Game Plus, and you can get a Sunwing, a flying mount, as soon as you unlock the base on New Game Plus. But you can't do this until you go all the way past the Gemini quest in the new game portion of it. You get it really late in the game, way like even into Act 3, as far as we would call it for the speedrun. We get to use the flying mount from here on out, so you're going to see what's called barrel rolling. B-Dud, who's another fellow runner of all things Horizon. Once the Burning Shores update came out, we found that it was actually faster to barrel roll with the mounts, the flying ones, than it was to just fly in a straight line. And it wasn't like that before Burning Shores came out. Something about the way that the mounts move, the really like precise movements that they had after that update happened, just made them faster to roll over and over again to the side. You cover something like 35 meters for every roll, and it's just a little bit faster than flying in a straight line. Over the course of the entire run, you save something like 1:20 if you do those in the flying section. So it's
crazy fast.
Pretty crazy fast, yeah.
Something very important. So Blaster is supposed to do 3 quests now. And each of the quests will deliver a sub-function back. Now, we're gonna do a short pit stop here because we need to essentially get some parts. And one of the parts will be on one of the robots that we have to defeat, one of the machines. And the thing is, we're not going to stay around here and get that machine part around here to complete the quest. Throughout the other quests, we're going to encounter the robot naturally. And the game is programmed in a way that when you defeat any of those robot machine types anywhere, you will just get the part. So it's faster to just quickly do a little bit of this part, then go to the meter, essentially. And the meter's part, you will get that robot, you kill it, you take the part then, and then you come back here. So essentially, we're just quickly activating this part so that we can come back later without spending time on a little bit of a sidetrack getting a machine part.
Yeah,
that's essentially what we're doing right now.
Yeah, it really just like starts a quest, like a portion of one of the main quests,
exactly,
so that you can get some of the objectives you need in line with the other main quests. One of the things you do have to go out of the way for here, Blaster's going to go to Memorial Grove and talk to a few folks inside to get more of this quest for the ether sub-function in order to kind of keep moving. But when on his way through to the next portion of this quest, he's going to stop off at a hunting ground that has a bellow back where we can loot one of the parts we need. And then what Naomi was saying about going to Demeter, there's a long leg there that we need a part from as well. And those are both kind of on our way, flying through or moving through a quest. So we'll get those, and that will negate us having to go to a caravan of machines that goes by the desert down where we just were. So really, it's just like a routing thing. And like it was alluded to, the game doesn't care what machine you kill as long as you kill the right type of machine. It doesn't have to be in any certain location. So it's a really cool thing that we've kind of exploited here.
Yeah, we're going to be in Hokara right now, and we're going to be getting a huge part of the quest done here for Kotalo. But we're kind of just going to leave it after we've done like the Kotalo shooting cannon part and come back later as well. It's another routing thing. it just makes sense to come back later.
Yeah, these are all kind of on the path going out that way. So starting the quest for the ether subfunction, getting about halfway through it, and then branching off and going to finish the Demeter subfunction. Then coming to beta, which is kind of something you're forced into after the first subfunction return. There's a side quest. You can't even leave the base. You just have to go into this this other quest. And then you come back and we finish the Ether quest. And then we go off and finish the Poseidon quest, which is what we started by going in the water and collecting an air capsule for a diving mask. And the bellow back and the long leg give us the other parts for that. So it's kind of mixes up the three main quests, but it puts it on a trajectory that's kind of a straight line through the story. So,
yeah. Question: which of these three quests is your favorite?
Wow.
I got to think about that one for a
Yeah,
second.
they're all so cool and unique in their own way. So
from a casual perspective, I like Demeter because of the story of like what went on at the greenhouse facility and how they developed the technology that caused the feral robots to like eat biomatter as fuel, and that they were trying to find a counter for that through basically what would be like the adamantine reefs, the metal plants that would deprive them of sustenance basically and protect other biological matter. Like, it was a cool story that they were, you know, contrite about what they had provided and how it led to the end of the world. And then it's where like Aloy and Alva find out how the world ended, right? Like, this is where it started. They did it here. So I always thought from a story perspective, that's really fun. Poseidon is more fun from a visual perspective, I think, and a story perspective. It's just really fun to hear the story of like the guy that saved Las Vegas during the environmental crisis and stuff like that. There's some cool stuff there. So
my personal favorite is actually the one we're doing right now with Cthulhu. I think Cthulhu as a character is like one of the best characters that they've written, especially if you get to do his side quest where you get him a bionic arm. Like, it just all comes back together so well, because Cthulhu really reflects a lot of like Aloy. It's just so good. It's so good.
The determination and like, you know, just always seeing it through to the goal and stuff like that. So yeah, really good stuff.
Exactly. But also like being very close off and not like wanting help essentially, or needing help.
Yeah, they're a good mirror of each other for sure.
Yeah, exactly. But then he opens up, and then Aloy also starts to open. It's so good.
So we just did what's called Cthulhu skip here, which is a really cool thing where we kind of cheesed Cthulhu's pathing to make him think we followed him all the way down the path. So Blaster, you had to jump off of after his dialogue with Cthulhu way back at Stone's Crest, where he first jumped on the mount. He had to jump off immediately. If you let Cthulhu run off, he'll think that you're following him, and then he'll just wait there for you. But if you jump off and away from him, you can actually fly down and have the mount bring you to another point on his path, and he will just transport all the way there where you meet his path mesh, and he just shows up there. So what we do is fly all the way to the end and have him show up right at the end, and just get right into the bulwark from there. Otherwise, you follow him down the path. You have to fight a couple groups of rebels and stuff like that. We skip all that stuff, and we call that Cthulhu skip. So,
and I think it's a crime. How can you not have more Cthulhu in your speedrun?
I assure you, you are not alone in that.
Can we have a speedrun category that's just Cthulhu? It's just Cthulhu.
All Cthulhu stuff. So we have different things like hug percent a few people have done, where you get all the hugs in the game. In ZD we have an all allies percent, which I don't think anyone's done in Forbidden West, where it's like you have to get the trophy for all your allies to show up at the end. So you like basically go meet everyone in the game. It'd be cool to get like all of the main characters' quests done in just a speedrun, I think. We do some fun like challenge runs.
I agree, actually. That actually sounds pretty cool. I might actually start learning this speedrun. I'm just here for fun, but I might as well just learn it. I mean, why not?
So Blaster just did some really... so we looked at a tank with a power cell that's inside of the big stone wall there at that settlement. And we used a couple of fast travels to cancel dialogue and things and events. And then you come out here and you have to fight this Tremor Tusk and a few of the Regala's rebels. So we kill the Tremor Tusk. If you take out the humans before the Tremor Tusk, you'll get more humans, and you don't want that. So always take out the Tremor Tusk first. And then there's a few of these, and we want to go and loot the cannon off of here. We want that. We got them all dialogue before you hear it. So we quick loot, travel to the campfire between here and the bulwark, and then we'll take that. Katala will carry that cannon over here, and we will blow up a wall. So, and that's where we kind of pause on the ether subfunction and make our way over to the Demeter subfunction. So we're going to call the flying mount and keep it here in this area so that we can make use of it after we're done with this cutscene here.
Yeah, because we're gonna shoot up a wall. It's a little inconsistent, but essentially, I believe Blaster told me this the other day. I believe the running theory, because this shot is kind of tricky. The running theory is that there are 3 rocks that need to fall down, and once all of them have fallen down, the cutscene starts.
Yep.
But it's a little inconsistent.
Yeah, there's three big ones around the cursor there that he's shooting at. And you need them all to break before, and then the last shot you have to take actually has to hit the center and hit that little thing in the middle, and that causes an explosion of the power cell in the cutscene. So that's done, skipping that, and then he had placed the mount there behind him so that he could take off real quick and head off towards the greenhouse or the Seeds of the Past quest. So
yeah. So as mentioned, we're going to leave Ether here because normally we're supposed to go back to the Memorial Grove and essentially face off another Regala evasion. Mm-hmm. But we're not doing that. It's faster for us to now go to Demeter and actually finish that sub-function quest.
Yeah, and so this is on
we have a little bit of flying to do right now.
Yeah, and this is on like kind of the south west end of the map or whatever. So like we are, way over on kind of as far as we can get at this point in the story. So we want to take care of this quest because it's entirely contained within the facility down there to the right. So we want to finish that all off, and then we'll go back and finish the ones that are kind of closer to the base. And then we'll go back out here to get to San Francisco later on.
So why are we not just flying?
So there used to be a way to get the flying mount over here. We had a skip called Rising Skip where we could get the flying mount to go over this mountain, but there is an invisible wall at the top of this mountain, and some patch that kind of changed how mounts interact around invisible walls so that they wouldn't get stuck. There was a patch, I can't remember which version, but it changed the way they interact, and we can no longer do that because the mount just absolutely will not get close enough for us to try to clip it through. So we used to be able to just fly down here, but now we have to jump down the mountain basically as fast as we can and use our charger mount to get in here. We used to fly right to this point here and just drop into the cutscene and then come over here, and our mount would be flying and we would just like pull cast to it. It was really quick for the time being, but we found a lot of skips that have made the run a lot faster since then even. So, but it was a cool thing where I think we lost like 35 seconds on the run, like overall when it changed. So.
Gotcha. Well, some cool stuff is about to happen. So
yeah, we're meeting.
We're gonna be coming up on an encounter, and in that encounter, we're doing some dialogue stuff first. But in that encounter that we're gonna be in, if we land on the ground at all, reinforcements will spawn in. Which means
you gotta stay up here on this broken.
If we stay up here, they don't spawn in. So now we can just take out these guys and get through the quest faster, because the quest is asking us to kill the strangers. And if we just have 3 less of the strangers, then we can just shoot these 4 guys and we're done.
There we go.
Yeah, you can restart.
Sniping.
Oh, so yeah, you can restart from save, and it'll put you right about where you are now. Yeah. Yep. So
cool.
if you
That's
just
good to know.
as soon as you hit that guy in the
Future
back,
time
just
save.
RFS, and it'll put you down on the ground. so it saves a little bit of time. And on PC with the load remember, it saves even more time. So, but yeah,
it's time
so
for Alva time. It's time for Alva.
Okay.
I am.
Here we go.
I have to say, not an Alva fan, but that's fine. That's fine.
It's okay. I will be the Alva fan.
There's plenty of them.
If you're not the Alva fan, I'll compensate. It's
Lots
okay.
Lots of people love Alva. All right.
You know what I also love? A speedrun with some out of bounds clips.
Oh yeah, and the Demeter out of bounds is nice and fun because it's really one of those out of bounds where you can't see where you're going. So you kind of have to keep the camera a little lower here so you can not see all these weird nonsense like screens. But we're making our way kind of around the tunnels. So we don't have to go through and climb up and run around. So we're kind of going over the top and a straight run across, and we'll drop in through a hole. So we jumped out of a hole in one, and now we'll drop into a hole in another.
Very conveniently
right at the end of the thing.
It's as if the devs knew.
Got a hole here and a hole there. It took actually one of our members using a no clip feature on PC to actually find this, I think. So some of these things were definitely not found until we were like, oh yeah, we can like just jump up here on PC. Well, let's try it on PS5. One of the cool things you have to do there is what we call a wall jump cancel. So one of the things they added in Forbidden West was the ability to go like jump into a wall and then push circle to do a wall jump off of that wall. And it gives Aloy the ability to kind of, get a little more height or things like that. We can use that quite a bit to like jump up walls and like, skip a whole lot of stuff.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Long legs and burrowers throwing stuff at you here.
Yeah, so
but we use that to jump up that hole in the pipe. There's a very small spot where you can get a wall jump, and then you press the heavy attack, the R2, and that will cause her to jump in the air. And then if you aim right after you press the R2, you can control Aloy's jump off the wall and just go straight up and like get her to land on things. And that's how you get the footing for getting out of that pipe. So.
It looks like the one we used at the first
speaking of like the long leg just now, the long leg there is essentially used to get the part that we need for the Poseidon quest. I think
you have to go back out and
skipped it and get it back out because it was a little dangerous right now back then.
Yeah, so yep, so
technically this is faster.
So there's a 45-second dialogue with Alva once you blow up this wall and pull that console out there. Once you pull this into place, there's 45 seconds of dead time, basically. You can go back out and loot the long leg if you want. I think B-Dud goes and actually kills it out there at this point and then like loots it and comes back in. So if you've actually like killed it, now you just got to run out and loot it to get the part from it and then come back in and make it to a certain spot on the wall before it's over. So, but it's plenty of time. I like the idea of shooting the long leg right there and then getting it, just looting it and coming back in. So, but normally you'd have to go off to the left here and jump across this whole platform and stuff. But if you use this gliding tech, you can just jump right up to the handholds and stuff. And what I mean by gliding tech is that jumping while pressing square, so pressing X and square at the same time, will open your glider at the very tip top of Aloy's jump. And it makes her just stay really high up. It gives her more height than she would normally be able to grab onto things. So we use it a lot to get extra height. And if you jump off of a mount and do it, or like if you jump off of somewhere and try to glide, you get so much more distance. So it's a really cool technique that was added when the Burning Shores came around. We actually used it in a few places in the Burning Shores. There's what we call like super glides, where Aloy will literally just rise up in the air when you open your glider in certain areas. And we use that to skip some really cool things late in the like the Horus fight and stuff like that. So.
We need to operate both consoles simultaneously to open the hatch.
I'll get to the other console.
Ready when you
So a little bit more running underneath here.
Test Station Ivy can't be far.
We'll have a Dreadwing fight, which should be over in about a blink of an eye.
Yeah, I was about to say how much I hate how you guys do the Dreadwing fight, because the Dreadwing fight is so cool, and then Blaster showed it. I was like, what? What was the point?
It can, if you're really good at the
spear?
aiming, it can be less than a second of your feet being on the ground before you kill the Dreadwing. So we'll see how it goes.
Can you guys just not respect my video game?
I love the Dreadwing. I just like him to die faster more.
Let's find a way to get into the proving ground.
So we kind of jump up and through here. And the little light on the wall there, you want to aim with your propelled spike. Oh, I think you hit the tree.
Oh.
There we go.
Yeah.
If you hit the wall.
There we go.
Yeah, you hit the birch
back
tree,
up.
the third one here. But right here, it hangs right above the IV symbol there. So if you just throw the propelled spike up there, as soon as you land, you can get it. So I've hit that tree so many
There has
times.
to be some data here on the adamantine wreath we can use. This console's
I think that's a first for me.
You try to be
actually.
quick and
So that's
try to snap
that's
in
never
the
happened
face, and it
before.
just sometimes it catches a branch. Propelled spikes, blast slings, anything that explodes in this game. Area damage from explosions is really finicky. I mean, traps don't even work on the PC version. Like that, you can put a trap in a place for the start of a fight, and if something spawns in on it, it doesn't do any damage. Same thing for like blowing up bellowback sacks and stuff on PC. They just don't do any damage. The bellowback sack that Blaster shot during the Tremor Tusk fight is supposed to take out something like 4 of the rebels. It doesn't work at all on PC. If you shoot it, it does no damage, doesn't do any status effects. It's basically decoration. So that and traps and like certain explosions, the Spectre Gauntlet, the strat that we used during the Eric fight, that doesn't work on PC. It just won't shoot more than one of the red rings consistently. Back when the PC version came out, I was able to get it to work like once or twice, but there's some really like nuanced things that work or don't work. But here in this game, I mean, in the PS5 version, explosions are go-to, but also they're really finicky. The hitboxes for them, if there's anything in the way, like small things on the ground, they can block explosive damage from doing what you expect it to do, and then you just kind of don't get what you want. One of the biggest culprits for that is the bristleback fight in the quarry at the very beginning of the game. Sometimes you can throw a spike trap all the way up where the last 2 spawn in up the hill. You can hit them dead on and not do any damage, which is like one of the most frustrating things. So there's some really weird things that happen, but ultimately we like to throw propelled spikes. We like to use bombs and a fully drawn bow on New Game Plus story for your hunter bow, especially if you have the DLC bow and all the DLC coils is enough to take out most things in the game.
I just want to mention something real quick. Because it's New Game Plus, we already have the means to open up metal flowers, except for the metal flower that leads to this room, because they programmed it that metal flower cannot be destroyed unless you complete the quest.
Right.
So, how dare they?
You can do everything else on the map. Yep. Yeah, and Naomi mentioned it back at Latopolis as well. Like when we crafted the igniter, you have to do the story-based crafting things, and whatever event comes immediately after to kind of test that out, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. The one thing I just wanted to mention is that the fast travel to the base is always so misleading, because in the game when I just fast travel to the base, I just expect to spawn here, but no, they put you out at the campfire that is the furthest walk away of the 2 campfires they set up, and it's my personal beef. Whoever decided that, I will find you.
So the first time you talked to Gaia, that really long dialogue, when Blaster came back out of the room, he moved to the right a little bit and got a campfire to the east of the base, and that one is actually the closest fast travel because it puts you right outside one of the doors on the cliff, out by where Varl is. So you want to get that one out when you first get in there, and you can't actually collect it until after you've talked to Gaia. It's like it won't unlock until that happens. So we run out of the Gaia conversation, slide down the stairs, we go to the right a little bit, and then we go to the left to talk to Varl and Zoe, and then head off to our sub functions. So it's a really important campfire get. If you don't get it, you lose like 25 seconds seconds having to go to the other side, get into the base, go get that campfire, and then head back in when you get back. So back before we kind of discovered that, like right away, it was something people did a lot. And also, that campfire is so close to the base that you have to be careful about selecting the campfire and not the base, because the base will put you on the west side.
So I don't get it. Why did they do it like that? Anyway, I just want to talk about the strat that we're doing here. So Blaster is putting down traps near some of these interacts. The reason why is that, the reason why is that Aloy will take a long time to sit down and start talking about the thing that she's looking at. But the bombs, give it a second, explode. Oh, that just far away. Yeah. When they hit you, they will cancel Aloy's animation so you can walk to the next one. But she will still finish the dialogue and still progress the quest. So we don't have to sit around and wait around for too long. So, well, if that thing hit us, at least, but it didn't. So, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, the most important part of this bit is the first one you do, right, with the dead Zenith and the Spectre over there. The rest, these last two.
Yeah, like one or two. The first few are the ones that save most of it. But yeah, you're trying to use the sticky bombs and the acid status effect to stop you from interacting with things. So we'll see the same thing when Blaster gets down to a console down here. Usually you shoot a bomb right at the base of the console to leave a status effect there, and then that'll break you off of interacting with it. You can run to the door, where normally you'd interact with the console until the door unlocks. So you can save that time for the travel here and get to the door before it's actually able to be interacted with. Otherwise, you'd still be at the console right now. So,
yeah.
All right.
So now we're heading to the cradles, essentially.
Yep.
Because we're looking for another subfunction, and the subfunction we are going for is Eulithia, which is the cradle facility that allows humans to be reborn, essentially. That's basically what it is for. And we got like a distress signal, and we're trying to figure out what it is. And
unironically, for me, this is the hardest.
Putting in 237.
Inputting this code. I accidentally make it 137, 236. It's unironically hard.
It also
for me.
doesn't
I don't know
move right away with when you have to wait for it to show up on PS5. Where on PC, whatever way you're pushing the stick when it shows up, it actually goes right to it. So it's a lot easier to input on PC, I've found.
I just want to.
And on PC, you can also.
I just want to say we're putting down this trap here, and there he goes.
Yeah,
so
blew up a Spectre
supposed
already.
To be, there's supposed to be like a boss fight there, or like a fight there, and he just walks in on a trap and instantly dies. So we just don't do anything.
Yeah, story is really fun.
And I hate you for it anyway. Anyway, so we're gonna go back out.
To be fair, on Ultra
there's gonna
Hard,
be another Spectre.
On Ultra Hard, it's not much slower, to be fair. We put a trap down there, but we wait instead of running away, and then we turn around and shoot the weak spot on its tail end. So now throwing a spike through the shield. If you hit the shield, it won't die. So you do actually have to be a little bit precise there and throw it through the center. But it's still just a one shot with the propelled spike. So we looked at this thing before. It was too hot for us to look at it before we went down. Now it's fine. So we look at it. To the right. There you go.
If we can replicate it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
Can't
It is like putting two campfires right next to the base, but every time you teleport to the base, you go to the first campfire. Anyway.
All right, so now we head down, talk to Varl and
Beta.
So I guess we could do the beta talk. There's another subfunction after this. Is that where we're trying to do a break?
Yeah, when we fast travel to the next location, then we can pause for our early break.
15 seconds.
What? No, the same. You didn't. I cellular.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Beta's having an existential crisis right now, and
we just mashed through
it is a little rude of you, not gonna lie, but fair enough.
We promise we care, but we don't have time to listen.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1, pause.
That's the pause.
And just pause it here.
Let her pass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh. So we have 2 more sub-functions and the end of the game. So.
Yeah, roughly halfway through it right now.
Brilliant. This has been so wonderful to watch so far. It's it's a beautiful game graphically. I think the thing that I'm loving the most about it is Aloy's movement. It's, you know, it's so fluid, and the getting on and off of mounts is nice and quick. There's so many games you play where you go to get onto a mount and the game sort of takes a bit of a pause, but she gets on and off them so quickly. It's really fluid, and I'm loving this so far, and you're all doing an absolutely fantastic job. So chat, please give you appreciation. Please stick around to see the rest of this run. We are going to take a short break just before we go. A reminder that if you are ever curious about what is coming up on Hotfix, you can check out this week's schedule and explore future season lineups at gdq.gg/Hotfix. So as I say, please stick around. We're going to go to a quick break, and then when we come back, we will see the conclusion of Horizon Forbidden West. See you all. Welcome back to Fast Travel, the show where we visit different communities around the world to see the speedruns and the runners from those regions. And speaking of communities, the biggest community event, or one of the 2 biggest community events of the year for GDQ, is of course coming up. Awesome Games Done Quick 2026 will be live in Pittsburgh from January 4th to the 10th. Now, if you'd like to attend, if you'd like to volunteer, please submit your application by the 5th of October. So you've only got till the end of this weekend to get your applications in. Of course, registration is also open. Be sure to register if you want to experience the event in person. And of course, you can upgrade to a foil badge as long as you get your registration in and you do the extra bit before November 1st. Visit gdq.gg for more info on that. Without any further ado, we are going to jump straight back in and see the second half of this fantastic Horizon Forbidden West run. Blastermac, the stage is yours.
All right, then without any further ado, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go
It's
back
time for
in.
Aether.
Chief Hikaru and Marshal Katara.
All right.
So, if you remember, we helped Katalo get the last clan to participate in the... Is it called the cool route or the bull route?
The cool route, yeah. Yep.
Cool route, cool route.
Cool route.
Yeah.
We did that by blowing
sorry.
up their nice protective wall.
Yeah. And what we're gonna do now is essentially we have some machines to kill. There's like a snake and
There's like a snake, yeah.
Aether time.
So here at the Cool
Fast
Route,
travel.
Hikaru, who we painfully do not get enough of his voice in this speedrun, we are here to defend what is like a tradition of theirs to pick marshals, which are his like generals, basically, to help him control, you know, the tribe and stuff like that. So we're here to protect this from Regala, who's going to attack it with machines, and they expect her to come. Just because like she's challenging his legitimacy at every turn kind of thing. So we're here, we're about to do what we colloquially call the pew pew section, but we are not going to do the pew pew. We are going to do the boom boom. And we use chain burst here, which as we saw in Tau, chains together our damage. Really well done, nice throw. And what this does is kind of takes everything out. I think you got the roller back, so you got to get, yep, the plow horn. There you go. And so now we should go into a cutscene. That was pretty quick, even though you didn't get the early one. So they come in waves, and if you complete the first 2 waves all at once, the game thinks you've like gone into the next part of the game, even though there's still machines alive. So you can kind of trigger an early cutscene there. But Blaster killed all of them, got the cutscene, immediately threw another one at the snake, killed that, and skipped another cutscene. And now we are headed kind of to the end where the cutscene will skip. We will confront Regala and kind of save Hikaru and Katalo, and now we can go and get Aether from the console underneath the place here. So,
Time for Aether.
So as you can see here, as Blaster gets each of these, they're all actually happy to go back to Gaia when she like picks them up. The only one that really doesn't want to go is Festus, who is just like, no, leave me alone. I just want to make machines. Please stop killing my machines. If you don't stop killing my machines, I'm going to use my machines to kill you. I'm going to need y'all to just quit that. And we don't do that because, people need to make clothes and stuff.
By now you think like Aloy would try to get Hephaestus right now as well. There's just one big problem with Hephaestus. Hephaestus is a global program, so he can go to any cauldron in the world to hide from Aloy.
Yep.
Which is kind of an issue.
Yep. And to be fair, but it's really like relegated to their location here in the American West. So like they do talk about the Cauldron Network, but he only like they do end up kind of trapping him later on. True. And so like they get him in like a dual core cauldron, but he also is a creator by design, right? So he's been able to update his own code in order to kind of shield him from Gaia taking him over. And we'll find that out after we get all the sub functions. Beta and Gaia kind of say, hey, we've been kind of looking at Hephaestus's code in the cauldron, and he's different now, and we need to change that so that we can take him over. And that process actually like puts off so much energy later that the Zeniths get on to what we're up to and intervene later on. So
got it.
The Zeniths at this point in the game are kind of just waiting for us to act, and for them it's not going to take any time at all to find us.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, we will never capture Hephaestus. Hephaestus is just that little gnat that you just cannot get. He will just get away every time.
It makes me think he's the actual final boss, by the end. So all of the machine killing, by the way, and the realigning of the main quests and stuff have come down to this moment of crafting the diving mask, talking to Moreland, and we just kind of head in and go and find Poseidon in here. The most swimming in the game. This is our water temple. If you're an Ocarina of Time fan, this is one of the areas of the game where Aloy is both very nimble underwater and very hard to control at the same time. If you know exactly kind of how far she moves and where she moves and how to move her, it can be pretty easy. But if you do things late, or if you press, a fast swim or something a little bit late, you're going to end up in a place you don't want to be. So it behooves you to practice a fair bit of swimming. And this is where we do the most of it. One of the things that you'll see in the top left under the health bar is an evader skill upgrade. The food that is on the bottom left, the something sunrise, I can't remember right now. Thank you very much.
Ruby sunrise.
Gives you a few more. If you were on land, it would be rolls. But here it is swims that like you press circle and go fast. You can only do so many before Aloy stumbles, and she stumbles, quote unquote, stumbles underwater as well. So you want to use this Ruby Sunrise to give you, more fast swims. It helps her move a little bit faster. And what you just kind of saw was Blaster went through, had to look at a door basically to advance the quest, and the big, Nessie over there, the Loch Ness Monster machine, what we call a Tide Ripper in the game, is what will be kind of our final boss of this area. But you have to kind of get a look at that, look at the door over there and be like, yeah, Poseidon's over there, but we have to go and get the water out of this place. So that's where we're headed now. And so there's some little things you can do here to make this faster. Normally you'd have to like swim to a ladder, climb up, move around, but we just kind of use the hitboxes that the game gives us. We walk up on this, kind of jump over and ignite the fire gleam, and that will allow us to move this sluice gate so that we can drain the water through here. Another status impact that allows us to do a quick input of the turn, and then that moves on its own. You kind of have to wait for that gate to move before you jump in the water, or you can soft lock yourself here. So it's one of those things where you just kind of wait while you stand on the rail. Once that starts moving, you can jump in the water. If you go too early, that gate will not move, even though you've turned the wheel, and you'll get stuck there. can. So you swim back out the way you came and swim straight out. And we're gonna go over to another gate here, down this hole.
For those who haven't noticed yet, we are in Las Vegas right now.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really look like Las Vegas, but 1,000 years is a lot to a lot of things. And they definitely solved that water crisis, is all I'll say. There's not a lot to say about this area because it's gonna go by so quickly anyway.
Yeah.
But what there is something notable to say is I believe we're gonna go out of bounds here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, that was so clean. Oh,
Nice.
Lord.
Wow.
I want that skip to have my children. That's so good. Oh, my Lord.
I'm gonna remember that sentence.
Oh my God. I have so
we
much
flip
trouble
that? Oh my
getting
God.
out of bounds here. Like, that was so quick. I'd have so much trouble making that work, but that's what we call the wet wiggle. The wet wiggle is like, you have to use the quick movement underwater, so pressing circle, in an area where multiple hitboxes are pushing on you at the same time. And what that does is kind of pushes you out of bounds. So like you push into the wall and then away from it. And Aloy moves in a way that kind of like shifts her through the hitbox, and you end up on the outside. And then what you saw Blaster do there is kind of head underneath. He looked up a little bit to get some dialogue that would normally have to play for you to activate the draining of all the water here. And then he used a door interaction to open the door underwater to bring him back into bounds. So it's like you have to do all these things that are kind of like precise. And then it puts you up in the tower. You restart from save twice, and it puts you out here. And then you just go out and throw a spike at the Tide Ripper. And that's what you saw. It goes so fast, like Naomi said. It's really hard to like keep up with it. But there's some really cool stuff that goes on here. And I don't even know if I've seen a wiggle that went out of bounds that fast before. That was crazy.
Okay. Poseidon should be hiding in
I
some
do believe that was one of my
I
fastest
almost
attempts,
never get it like that.
I did spend like a couple hours learning.
Well, I remember.
I should be able to use that.
because of
I remember
how
doing
that
This is our last sub function that we're gonna get. Sorry, we are gonna try to get Hephaestus after this. We're just not gonna be able to see a lot of the cutscenes. So, as Kyle already explained earlier, we're gonna try to trap Hephaestus. It's not gonna go very well. So definitely look forward for that.
We've had our friend Varl with us throughout the entire run, and he just decides this isn't for him, and he's gonna head off to a farm upstate.
I'm just gonna be real though. You see like nothing wrong except for like the 2 interacts you have to do.
No, but Naomi, you've got to understand. His whiskers offended us.
Wait, are we not for bearded Varl?
Hold on. I am for bearded Varl. It's just Aloy that's not for bearded Varl.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah, we established that, but Aloy's entitled to her wrong opinions. It's fine.
True. You can't be wrong in this world, and Aloy definitely is, and that's okay. She's saving it anyway.
I'm sorry,
you can have one wrong opinion.
I'm sorry, my whiskers offended you. There's some really good lines in the tutorial. Oh my god, yeah. We in the speedrun community are for bearded Varl. If anyone's wondering about our position on that.
I'm definitely for bearded Varl. I have a question for Blaster actually. Since this is the Dutch
well done.
showcase, right? Wow. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Sorry. Since this is like the Dutch showcase, right? We're gonna come up on a part later, which is very soon. Which
Oh yeah, I think I know what you're referring to.
We
And I'm gonna
have
show that
to,
off.
right? You can't.
Oh sure. I was
I'm
planning to.
intrigued.
The
All right,
estimate
cool.
accounts for that.
Like, you can't skip it.
Hang on,
All right. Anyway, we have some Hephaestus to do.
So one of the cool things, this was something that was around back in the early versions of the game, where you used to be able to just like restart from save, getting into the base, and it would put you in front of Gaia. It came back only for the Poseidon function, and only if you do it last. I think it might be different now. Later on, it kind of like re-showed up. So it saves you about 10 seconds once you get Poseidon to just go back to the base. And as soon as you open the door to get inside, you'll get us an autosave. And if you restart from save, it puts you right in front of Gaia. You can just return the sub function. So there's a lot of like...
Yeah, I got a tiny bit distracted
you got it.
there.
There's a neat trick here. So Katalo's talking, and for those who don't know, in either Zero Dawn or Forbidden West, if there's dialogue going on, Aloy can't call a mount. You can't whistle for a mount while dialogue's going on. So you have to be like mashing the button on a few fast travels. This was one of them where Blaster went to that shelter, and you have to be calling your flying mount immediately. Otherwise, you have to wait for that dialogue to end in order to get the flying mount to pick you up. That dialogue's pretty long. I think it's like 40 seconds. So.
Oh, we do have a cool prediction coming up.
Spine.
In just a tiny bit, the Slaughter Spine. Since we're at night, it will have a 50% chance to spawn as the Apex variant, which is the more deadly variant of it. And there's a group of rebels right over there. And if it's Apex, it will kill the rebels. But if it's not Apex,
it will die,
it
and you will see a giant explosion. I'm curious. You're getting pretty close.
It's always good fun. I'm starting to doubt whether this is an Apex one, or if it's even here at all.
It died.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
The rebels win, everyone. Which, if you're a Star Wars fan, is good. If you're a Horizon fan, not so much.
All right. So we're gonna go to we're gonna go to San Francisco. Sorry, my voice cracked there. That's funny. We're gonna go to San Francisco, because we're gonna be talking to Quinn, because we need the Omega Override, which because Hephaestus has evolved himself, he essentially just locks us out entirely with our Alpha Override, that's not good. But at least Ted Faro, for the bastard that he is, does have an override that we can use.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and fetch that. And can I request that we do see splat percent?
Ooh. That would be nice. Splat percent is fun.
I think we can.
No, it doesn't take that long.
It takes about 40 seconds, I think.
Yeah. The satisfaction in those 40 seconds, though, like, we gotta get it. We gotta show everyone.
And so, for those who don't know, in ZD, Ted Faro is the one who is responsible for the machines that basically destroyed the planet and civilization and everything. And the reason that all of this is going on. And so, he's not dead. And we're about to meet a very annoying individual who thinks he's the reincarnation of Ted Faro. And we have some really fun lines for him, but he dies in a really fun way. So we'll get there.
What kind of...
We'll get there.
Let's see how the... that's some bad RNG. He's coming around. He'll be all right. There you go. At least he didn't get caught on anything. So you kind of hope for the mount to be circling right over the settlement when you finish the dialogue. There's some ways to help make that work, but it's not consistent. And it's the difference between like 1 and 10 seconds of time loss, depending on where it is and how far you have to go.
Yep. I opted for falling safely into the cutscene rather than the time save.
Oh, come on.
Oh, really? He's not tonight.
This Thunderjaw, every time. There we go. All right, it's time to go to Thebes.
Little bit earlier with the propelled spike. You gotta what you try to catch is the ammo canister, the tail, and the gun all at once by kind of like letting it go on the ammo canister. But
and so it has been today.
Caught
this
like
is CO. Yeah, this is CO, by the way. The reason why it's the reason why it's called CO is because Blaster always talks about it this way. The Quen, this tribe, has woken up, and they already had access with focuses, and they learned about Ted Faro, and they think he is essentially a god, a savior, you know, everything like that. And it's essentially, these guys have like a different side of history than Aloy does, and these guys legitimately think that a corporate-like structure with like a CEO at the top and everything below that is like what a tribe should be. So
he is the CEO,
the top guard of he's the CEO. He's the top guy. So his name is CEO because they don't know that you're supposed to pronounce it as CEO. But you know, fair enough. Creative naming. And essentially, he wants to find Ted Faro, who is actually still alive, believe it or not. Nice clip, nice out of bounds. So I believe this is the last one that we're going to do out of bounds, right?
Yep. So there's a few ways to do this. There's actually a way to get out like right away when you start after skipping the cutscene there. But this is like the more consistent way to get through and stuff. But essentially, you would normally swim through a bunch of turbines. You have to wait for things, activate a couple consoles. You can skip all that just by going out of bounds. That's the kind of wiggle mechanic that we talked about in Poseidon, where if you're up against like 2 hitboxes underwater and you just kind of move the stick, you know, from one side to the other against them, you can kind of move through the hitboxes and just clip out. That particular one that Blaster did is almost a gimme. Like, it's so easy to just clip through that spot and make your way over, where normally you'd have to swim down, go up and through a few things. Like I said, activate a few consoles to stop some turbines and swim through them. You save a fair bit of time going through the way he did. So
we're gonna be skipping a little bit of a walk and talk here.
Yep.
And actual use is right. That was not the last out of bounds. Technically, the far zenith base fly around is technically now.
There you
Hang
go.
on. Oh, come on, Aloy.
So he's doing the wall jump cancel and then going over.
There we go.
Yeah, going over an invisible wall there to jump over and do the back side of the door instead of going through one door, going down on the other side, and then coming through that door on the other side of it. It saves a fair bit of time to jump over. To be fair, you probably like broke even with failing it a few times, but there's the wall is really weird there because like Aloy won't let you wall jump if you're too close to the frame of the door. So you have to put a little distance there and then do the wall jump and jump on top of the door frame. And there's enough of a hitbox there to let you stand there. And if you jump up again and then wall jump backwards, you can get over the invisible wall that is above the railing. And then you jump down and go to the door. Normally you'd have to like run across that railing or that platform that you're on when you come through the door, go through another door, wait for it to open, go down the other side, jump over a railing, go back and open that door from the other side. And it's probably like 10 to 15 seconds of like movement. So if you get it the first time, it saves a bunch of time to do it the way that Blaster did there.
CEO now kind of has to do a walk and talk and do all this cool stuff, so there's a good moment to replenish our ammo and get ready for the last parts of the run. We're not there yet, but like just the ammo is nice to have.
Yeah, and what you see him doing there is putting down traps and breaking them down. In Forbidden West, for your really powerful weapons, you need volatile sludge for the ammo. And you're only allowed to carry 15, even when your pouch is like maxed out. It's a problem. On Ultra Hard, it's a real problem. You really have to like conserve the amount of ammo you use. So we've gone to like really like kind of telegraphing what it is we have to do for everything on Ultra Hard so that you don't overuse all of that stuff. But we keep elite traps in our quick menu so that we can put them down and break them down to get those resources back, whether it's blast paste for your like propelled spikes and stuff, or it's volatile sludge for the heavy arrows and stuff that go with it. Really nice use of the trap there.
I just want to call out that when Aloy opened up a vent to get into the final room of thieves, see your ghost go, Ah,
Not
is
a
that
bad
some
idea.
sort of vent?
Is that a
Not
vent
a
of some
bad
sort?
idea.
Yeah.
My God, this guy. So, they killed Ted Faro, and Ted has had his heart, like his life, connected to the base, his self-destruct module. So now that he's dead, the base is self-destructing.
Yeah, it's letting in
And-
all of the like volcanic, the magma and stuff that is like
Yeah,
powering
exactly.
it. Yep. So it just like lets it all
Yeah.
in.
And so he decides, let's turn on Aloy and Alva while I can and get out of here. But here we go, it's time for Splat Percent. Because really, this CO guy, he really sucks.
I can't believe we're watching
look
this.
at
This
this,
is
look at this. He
blasphemy.
just throws the guy down. Like, what the hell, dude?
So he's standing
just
on
trying to help
a
you.
statue of Ted Faro. He thinks he's the reincarnation of Ted Faro. He found out Ted Faro's still alive, freaked out, had him killed, and now the facility's falling apart. And now he falls and gets crushed by Ted Faro. Poetic.
Poetic.
All right. So now, instead of taking the normal way out, if you jump up here and aim, Aloy has this cool thing where when you aim, her hitbox becomes like a little bit bigger, and it lets you stand on things you wouldn't normally be able to stand on. That like slanted surface is just slanted enough where you can get a hitbox when you aim, but not when you're just normally jumping. So you can take that and climb up instead of having to go up several stairways and run around a bunch of stuff. It's really annoying. Just climb up. It doesn't work on PC, unfortunately. So you have to take an old version of it. But we do actually have, like, when you climb up there, normally, you get all this, like, destruction that happens to the platforms you're running on. We actually have a way to make sure none of that happens. You can just run out without any of the Quen bothering you. And you can check that out in the tutorial if you want. Anyway, we now have the
Gemini
Omega
time.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Gemini time. So, Aloy and the gang, they got pretty much everything they need to try and capture Hephaestus.
Yep.
So, the plan is to bring Gaia, that they have right now, they've restored Gaia quite a bit, bring Gaia to the cauldron to lure Hephaestus, because that's the only thing Hephaestus wants. Hephaestus wants to destroy Gaia, because then he's the only one left, and then he wins, essentially, right? So
Hi, Ross.
we're gonna use Gaia as a lure in that case. Hi, Ross. We love you, Ross.
Bye, Ross.
And it's a tricky plan. And the one thing they're trying to do as well while this is happening is they're trying to distract the Zenith, because they know the Zenith will find them if they do this thing. But spoiler alert, Hephaestus does not get captured. Hephaestus is just too strong-willed to just not get captured. Secondly, the Zeniths will find us regardless of what we do, because they always knew this is what was gonna happen. And well, Farrell is gonna go to a farm upstate, as mentioned before. And if you don't know what that means, I don't either. I'm not from the U.S., but I can figure out what that means.
That's what you tell your kids where your dog went when it died. So anyway.
Oh, wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding.
What?
This is how we shield our kids with, yeah, that's how it works. So we just killed the Behemoth and the Ravager, and now we are headed out. So Varl and Beta are kind of waiting there. They're working on, a plan to capture Hephaestus. We're gonna head through here and kind of take out a few areas, because Hephaestus is like moving around the cauldron in a way where like we're trying to move him into one of the cores so that we can capture him and kind of isolate him there. But we need to shut down a few things by overriding them. So we're moving through the cauldron. There's a few areas where we have to fight machines. So we're going to drop a trap here, which will take out a bellowback that's coming out. There's a very specific way to do this. So you'll see we let the long leg go by, but killed both of the leaf lashers. If you kill the long leg and both leaf lashers, it will actually spawn extra leaf lashers in this. And we don't want to do that. So we leave this one kind of here, and then we make our way through and override one of the nodes. And then we kill the long leg after the bellowback that comes up dies. And it's a very kind of specific battle plan
in order to prevent, extra battling that we would have to do otherwise. So
I'm still stuck on the farm thing you just told me. I've got to be real. It sounds so unreal to me. The only thing we shield our children from is telling them that Santa Claus is fake. That's the only thing that we shield our children from.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you. Bunch of cowards in this country.
You telling me that all my childhood pets are just
hanging out at a farm upstate? Yeah.
Without me? How dare they?
I don't know
God.
I don't know where upstate is or how big this farm is, but there's a lot of animals there. Yeah.
Great.
They never sent me a card.
What was that?
Rude monsters. Whoa! What the hell?
Oh, what? You hit both of those guys. What happened? All right, you got them. You're good.
They went to the farm upstate. I don't know what to tell you.
Throw a lot of machines on my side too.
That's the wrong farm, though.
All right, so now we're placing some spike traps to kind of preemptively take out some enemies that will spawn in here when we move into the next room. So a watcher down there just below. There's a bellowback that will come in, and there's also a claw strider who is colloquially known to the community as Mark, and Mark is a jerk. There it is. Let's go.
Oh.
Very
Mark.
well done, sir.
No Mark
Very
today.
well done. I love it.
At Sameka, yeah.
I've had issues where the load machine here on my right that went in too far, and then one of the machines just went around and also around my spike trap.
Yeah, they do like to do that sometimes. Like they'll just avoid them, even if you put them right in the center of their path. Like they just move around sometimes, it sometimes depends on where you kill the spike snout as well, the one that you took out beforehand. If it's in the way, it will cause them to move around, even if you can't see them. So it depends on where that thing dies sometimes. So well done. Blaster there using a weapon technique called a spike trap. So there's two ways to use your spike thrower that we use in the New Game Plus run. One is a propelled spike where you see him throw one and then it has like a rocket come out the back of it. That one goes off. It's not very accurate, but if you can get the reticle kind of on stuff, it usually hits it with the explosion. There's one that's more precise that throws in an arc, and it's called a spike trap, and it's way more powerful. The explosion is just way more concentrated and does a fair bit more damage. And on story, especially in New Game Plus, when we have these upgraded so much with explosive damage and things, it takes out pretty much every late game machine in a single throw. So spike traps are your friend if you're playing on New Game Plus.
So, because today on Fast Travel we were invited by Nick to show off games from the Netherlands. There's one thing we really have to show off, which is
Trinity from the Matrix.
No, that too, but also the Nachtwacht.
Oh yeah.
Tilda van der Meer is a Dutch character. She's also the only character in the whole Horizon, I believe, that has her first and last name always displayed, just to make sure that you don't forget that she's Dutch. And essentially, she's one of the four Zenith who likes to collect art, but she's kind of a phony, honestly. There's a lot I could talk about her character, but I'm not doing this here today. We will never get done with this fast travel at that point. And essentially what's happening here is that we're going to go back to our base, tell everyone, hey, Varl died, that's kind of bad, right? Varl did go to the farm. Varl didn't die. He went to the farm.
I take it the others
He went to grow more beards or something. I don't know what they do up at that farm. They never invite me over there. And essentially, Tilda has a plan to defeat the Far Zenith. And of course, she's trustworthy. She has a whole name there.
Oh, of course.
How can you not trust someone with their full name?
Yeah, so you come back here. We come out to the outside of the base here, talk to Zoe, who tells us she's pregnant with Varl's kid.
Over here.
Now we go back inside. At the end of Gemini, Beta gave us an override for the Sunwing, which we've been flying on this entire New Game Plus playthrough, but this is where you would normally get it. So we go into the override lab, craft the override, we'll fast travel outside real quick, and head up and re-override the Sun Ring, because of course they take away your call after you do this. So we'll go up the mountain and do that. You also don't have access to your charger mount here. Once you head to San Francisco, you lose access to that. So we lose access to both of our mounts at this point in the run. So we just run up here. It's faster to do that than to fast travel away and get a mount and come back and call the mount. Like,
yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to do that. So we come up here and grab that, and that will trigger a cutscene. And after that cutscene, you actually can't get off the mount until you get onto a tall neck. So we'll try
I just want to say, chat, the mounts are not dead. They went to a farm upstate. Y'all, they're okay. They're fine. They're with Varl right now. All right, it's time to fly. This is so cool. So we're gonna grab the Horus battery. We're gonna bomb the Aether facility and override the tall neck. I believe that's the order of.
Well, we go over here.
The other way around.
Sorry, we do the tall neck, and
the other way around.
So you're kind of normally stuck here. So like I said, you can't hop off the mount. This is very scripted. You can't dismount here at all, even if you try to land. You're just heading to this tall neck that's over here in the desert. Normally you'd be stuck on the tall neck until a certain amount of dialogue plays. Tilda will talk about I just want to help and all that stuff. And then you can call the mount to grab you off the top of the tall neck. We can actually get outside of the hitboxes that keep us in, the invisible walls, by like abusing a spear technique to jump through it. And then you can sometimes die jumping off the tall neck. So you kind of want to get off as low as possible and land on a high point, because fall damage is terrible in this game. I seem to be the only one who dies jumping off this thing in all of the speedrun. Oh yeah.
Oh, I've died a couple times as well.
So we override and then we'll jump off, and jumping off and surviving allows you to run towards your destination and call the mount closer to it. While Tilda's talking, you get to move closer to your destination, where you normally would just be waiting while the tall neck moves away from your destination. So you can save some time here if you can get off.
I was so confused by this tall neck in my casual playthrough.
Seems like it doesn't want to let you out.
Yeah. No. At this point,
so now we'll just wait. And then, you can call and it'll just pick you up. A nice tip, look straight down when you do this next time, and it'll just grab you faster. But so now we're headed over towards the Horus to pick up a power cell, that arm that's kind of sticking out of the mountain there. So
I just
normally
want to say that giraffe claimed a lot of seconds there. How dare it?
Normally the mount would pick you up like right underneath where we are now, if you can jump off like right away. So you can see like what the time loss is there, or like what save is there. So it is what it is. The hitboxes on getting off the tall neck are a little bit weird, and generally like your best attempts come from when you're like running, like doing a sprint towards the end, like the edge, and then your jump slash tends to push Aloy's hitboxes like really kind of up against the hitboxes of the invisible wall, and you slip through a lot easier when you're like on a sprint. But normally what Blaster was trying to do there by like using the jump slash over and over, that's your best bet to kind of get out and like slip through. It's a tricky thing. So. Able to pick up more from the Horus I tried to. Even after I did
We have the Regala fight coming up. Regala is really cool. I think it's one of my favorite fights in all of Horizon, especially because it's like a human fight. There is, what's the other human fight? She's like the master. She's also really cool. And Regala has like a lot of elements of that. Regala has like 3 phases they have to get through, and then you have a choice to save or kill her. And in the speedrun, we save her because that's the fastest option. And then at the end, she dies anyway. It's a cutscene that we can skip, so like it takes no time at all.
Yeah, it actually doesn't matter which one you choose. They're the same, depending. So like when you do the cutscene or the checkpoints in the final skip, you just hit the same point where normally she would either be there and then die, or she'd be dead and you would get some other cutscene with silence. But it doesn't matter actually. You can choose either one, and it's the same stuff.
Just so we all know, don't worry, we can just keep continuing, I think. But our screens are completely blank on the stream right now. So everyone knows, the screens just went to a farm upstate. It's okay. They're just gonna check on what's going up there and coming back. You know, it's like an extra side quest. This is now the podcast of Horizon Forbidden West. Just imagine that the game is happening. Like,
so right now, like Blaster is going in and he's starting the final quest.
I think so. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Fast traveling back to Tilda's house here, so we can fly off to the final campfire before the final quest. Hey, we're back. We're back on the screen.
We are indeed back.
Ooh,
thanks,
we're back.
We are indeed
thanks,
back.
folks, for sticking with us there.
Thanks, everybody. So right now, you
back from the farm, the only survivor.
So after Gemini, we lost Gaia, we lost Hephaestus, we lost Beta. They took her. Varl died. It was a rough loss for us. We took one on the chin.
Hold on. Varl went to a farm upstate.
Well,
you can't just say that.
Look, same thing. Euphemisms, folks. Look it up.
We got a skip coming up. Did the last out of bounds?
Yeah,
right?
So he's flying over to the arms of the other Horus. You can see there in the distance. And underneath the arm that's kind of closest to the water down on the bottom, there's a campfire we have to get. And that's the campfire you go to start the final quest. He could fly there now, start it, run through the whole thing, and, fight Eric and Tilda and finish it off. That's not what we're going to do. He's going to get that campfire, and then he's going to go out of bounds, actually, where normally the game would tell you, hey, don't go this way, you're getting off the map. You can actually jump off the mount over the water, get it to pick you up out of bounds, and that will allow you to clip through this little blue shield that's on his right here. She says quite often enough, if you look at it, that there's no way we're making it through that shield. And I like to tell her, not with that attitude, Aloy.
Yeah. We're channeling our inner Wind Waker.
Yeah, barrier
link.
skip is going on right now. Absolutely.
The thing is, the reason why we're doing it, I think this is a very important thing to also lay out. The reason why we're doing it is we're trying to set a checkpoint that's later in the mission. So the moment that we actually start the mission, essentially, we can just quickly reload checkpoint, and we're done essentially with the long trek that we have to do.
Yeah, normally you would interact
right where
with a whole
Regala
bunch.
dies, essentially. So
Yep.
then all we have to do is just fight Eric. So let's see if we can.
Yeah, so we just kind of glide over this little thing in the water here. The mount picks us up, and so what we'll do is kind of jump off next to the base of the shield here. And there are a few places where you can call the mount back, and it will actually pick you up and clip you through. So that's a good call right there. Yep.
Come on, Steve.
Oh, let's go! That's a first try. That's beautiful. Oh, that was fantastic. Woo-wee.
Ooh, that was some good Steve, baby. Thank you, Steve.
We do love
I'm
a
so
first
glad
try
Steve
clip.
came back.
So the mount essentially there, what it wants to do is go off to the right. And so if you fly into the base of the shield there and hold left as you dismount, the mount will actually go where you're pressing the left stick. So you can get it to kind of go forward and move to the left and try to circle behind you. And that's what you want. If it actually takes off towards the right and circles, then you have to wait for it to go through the barrier, come around, really slowly kind of glide in front of you and then come through and pick you up. But Blaster really got a quick call there. That's exactly how you want it to go. So really good stuff. And so what he did there was go inside, fly far enough to get a checkpoint that's all the way towards the end of this part. Once he got that checkpoint, he could go back and start the quest. And as soon as he starts the quest, all he has to do is restart from save, and the game thinks he was at the checkpoint at the very end of this section. And so now we're going to jump through here, kickstart a cutscene, skip it, and we'll go into the last 2 fights.
Wait for the best voice line in the game.
Katalo. Die, machine Phil.
Thank you,
Oh,
Katalo.
So we're gonna fight. Yeah, we're finally gonna fight Eric now, and we're just gonna send Eric. Well, not to the farm upstate. That's too nice for him. We're gonna send him down like the creek down the road. I think. Yeah, that's another analogy. We're gonna get rid of Eric here.
Hopefully.
Yeah, that's where the creek goes. The creek does not go to fun places.
No, he's really
He's not being nice to me though.
All right.
Look, he's trying his best.
What you hope to do there,
It's fine.
and Blaster just kind of missed the headshot there. You got the helmet. You hope to get behind him, and there's a little spot at the top of his neck where the helmet doesn't cover, but it gives you a headshot. And if you point it kind of like at the middle of the top of his neck, you can get a headshot and a one-shot kill there. But if you hit the helmet, or if you hit, below and hit his armor, it doesn't quite take him out unless you get a crit. And you can't rely on that. So, but well done. Way to manage the onslaught of melee attacks he did there, which is unreal. I've never seen that, to be honest.
Hey guys, I have to break the bad news. Tilda is the bad guy.
Oh my God.
know. I'm so sorry.
No.
Because we're getting near the end of the run.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Final boss coming up.
and we're not gonna see the final boss for a long time. So I'm just telling you right now, it was Tilda. Trust me.
She just wants to kidnap Aloy and take her off to space with Gaia. Nice skip. Way to go. So there's a little
so
invisible wall you can stand on where you're basically standing on air, and then you can climb over that pipe. There's a one shot. And
Bye, Tilda. And time will be coming up right in a couple seconds.
one.
Why couldn't you just let me
Nice spin.
That's time.
And that's time.
Way to go, Blaster. Way to go.
There's another battle ahead. Elizabeth,
That's really good.
Ooh, gee. Oh yeah, that's really good. I'm just waiting for the
yeah, I'm
timer to
watching.
catch up
very
because I hadn't been running my own splits. But that's
That's
a
fantastic.
PB
Oh my
by
God.
minutes.
Rats.
A 1:44:10. Are you kidding me? That's a hell of a time. Well done.
Yep.
Well done.
Oh, gee. Oh, that's so good.
That's incredible.
I'm so happy with that.
It's about
144.10. Oh, that's so good.
Way to get a PB on the
Yeah.
GDQ.
Oh, I'm really, really happy.
Just spread the word
Yep.
and ask for help.
Yeah, because my previous PB was a 148.40, so
It's because
almost 5 minutes.
I've only just started to understand.
That's good. Oh,
love
I
it.
like that.
This world have the strength.
I love it.
Any battle.
Ooh, now that sure was an adventure. Oh, and thank you all for being there and commentating your way through it, because
Yeah,
I
man.
couldn't have done it without you.
Way to just focus on the run. You did a lot of things really well. The Tau skips they're really difficult. You did those well. Got them on the first try. Getting the shield clip on the first try. The out of bounds for Thebes on the first try. Like all of these things, man. Really well done.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. Yep.
The stars aligned. Ooh.
And the resilience.
All right, yeah, I have a couple more shout outs. Of course, shout outs to my commentators, Greedy and Naomi.
As for me,
Our community is really, really nice, really tight. Everybody's really helpful. They want to help you get better. When I'm practicing, I've got other runners come in and give me tips on stuff I can do better or different ways to get it more consistent and all that. If you want to learn either of the base games, we have a great tutorial out
I feel like I'm not
on our YouTube channel made by Greedy and For Zero Dawn, Greedy and Scar, if I'm not mistaken. So those are really great tutorials to follow. I actually learned it by following the tutorial, so a really great testament to that. Yeah, I'm normally streaming about 2 nights a week. I'm at this point, my main project is Zero Dawn actually. I'm planning to submit that to a couple upcoming marathons as well. So you can find me on my Twitch, twitch.tv/blastermac. That's it for me.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always want to shout out the Horizon Speedrun community. Like I said, I'm a mod for that community and current world record holder for this run. But yeah, like Blaster said, we have what we call the Learning the Horizon series. If you guys want to learn this, just search Learning the Horizon on YouTube. You can find, the routes for both of the ZD and Forbidden West runs. Come on in, check us out. We love running Forbidden West. We love running Zero Dawn, anything Horizon, even the Lego game, if you guys want to check it out. So glad to be here, glad to help out, and glad to see Aloy on GDQ.
The last shout outs I have is to definitely check out GD Queer. That's coming up soon. Check out Frame Fatales. That's we just did Flame Fatales, set up like almost a new event record, definitely a new record for Flame. Nice. That was awesome. So be sure to check out that community. And shout outs to the Horizon community as well. I love Horizon a lot more than most people think. If you know, you know.
Yeah, thanks to GDQ for having us.
Thank you all so much for this. That was an absolutely incredible run, and for you to PB by like 5 minutes is that must be really, really special for you. So well done, chat. Please give it up for Blastermac and your two wonderful commentators. It's been just such a joy to just sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the movement tech, the skips, the out of bounds, the quick kills. This has been just really, really fun to watch, and this has definitely reinvigorated me to go back to my Steam list and actually play through Zero Dawn. So thank you so much for being here. A huge thank you to Recal as well for A2 Racer at the start. That is going to be it for today's episode of Fast Travel. Stay tuned, because we will have Amber Cyprian on with Passion Project after the break. Now, for the next episode of Fast Travel, we're actually going to be taking a little bit of a break because of GDQ Express and GD Queer that are coming up. The schedule's getting a little shifted around. So one of my episodes is actually getting moved to next Thursday. Unfortunately, real life's gotten in the way, and I'm not going to be able to host it. So you will be in the capable hands of Church instead, who is cooking up something really cool to showcase on the channel instead. So with that, my next episode isn't until Thursday the 6th of November. So we've got a little bit of a break until you get to see me on this show for a little bit. We haven't decided exactly where we are going to be plotting our course next. There are some ideas floating about, so I can't share anything just yet, but obviously keep an eye on the GDQ posts on Blue Sky and elsewhere, and keep an eye out on the schedule at gdq.gg/hotfix. However, that doesn't mean you can't see me here on Hotfix in the future. Because next weekend, the 11th and 12th of October, GDQ Hotfix special event is presenting Oops All Metal Gears, a 2-day special event celebrating all of the games in the Metal Gear series. If you know me, and if you've seen the t-shirt that I am wearing today, you'll know that I'm a massive Metal Gear fan. I'm primarily known for speedrunning Metal Gear games, and I'm very pleased that I'm going to be joining Jiggy and many other members of the Metal Gear speedrunning community on that show. I will be running Metal Gear Solid 1 Any% Extreme, so make sure you stick around for that next week. So if you're not already following the channel, please do. Don't go anywhere. As I said, we will be going to a short break, and then Amber will be here with Passion Project. So thank you all for tuning in. Please give it up in chat for our runners and commentators. They've been absolutely fantastic. And remember, if you've got a game that you'd like to showcase on this event. It doesn't have to be a game exactly from the country where you live. Today has been fantastic. We've had 2 runners who showed off Dutch games, and they are from the Netherlands. But you don't have to be exact, you know, if it's in the sort of region. We're not going to be overly strict on making sure it's exactly the same country every time. But if you have, please go and check out the submission form. Send us your submissions. I can't wait to see them, and hopefully